How is everybody? Welcome back. If you're looking for something delicious, I'm going to wash my hands, but you guys know I got the apron on. So we're about to get it in. Give me a second here. As people pop in. Let me move this over here. Thanks for grabbing me a cerveza, Diabetes.
No problem.
You are greatly appreciated. Hopefully I've got everything I need. I think I'm going to have to grab some salt. And I'm also going to grab a pan. Because this is going to be a lengthy process. So I'm going to have to just begin at the beginning. As Josephine Baker would say. See if anybody's in here. That's probably you. Welcome, A-Train. All right. So, we're just going to chill and throw. Chill and throw, baby. Yeah, I feel like if there was music playing like super softly, you know, if the stuff was up, like you wouldn't even know. If it was far enough in the background, you know?
Yeah, I think it would be fine.
Okay, let's see. So thank you for throwing your thumbs up, A-Train. Woo, 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 woo. It's funny because sometimes when I come back in and watch these lives, I notice that the front part I'm not in, so I wonder if they like cut off the parts where you're not physically in the video. I don't know. Specifically if it's in the beginning. Maybe they do some sort of weird edit. Un gato negro! Hola, ¿cómo estás? Come through, my friend, come through. How are you today? This evening, I should say. And happy Saturday, if I didn't talk to you in my earlier video. And feel free, it looks like you already threw your thumbs up, so thank you for that. Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm just waiting for a couple people to join in. I'm not going to wait too long because this process is going to take a while, and I'm going to be doing this for a minute. Hola, Aaron. I feel like Un Gato Negro shows up just to talk to you, A-Train. I feel like he shows up for you, buddy. But yeah, so I'm going to wait a little bit as people come in, but I'm not going to wait too long to begin this process because it is a lengthy process, as I stated. Of course, I've got my sweet, sweet libation. Okay, basta. Come on now. Come on. Again, I've got my apron on, so everybody knows that we are about to get into some crazy, right? So that is what we're doing. Sipping and getting my life together. Making sure I've got everything near me that I could ever need or want for this process, including stuff that's off camera. Looks like we've got some new people who joined. Hello, hello, and welcome. Feel free to throw your thumbs up on the video and, of course, subscribe if you haven't already, because I do pop-up lives like this all the time. So just waiting again for some additional people to join in. As that happens, I am going to get to the part of this process because this is a lengthy process. So again, hello, welcome to all the new people who showed up on the feed right now. Happy Saturday to you guys. Throw your thumbs up and subscribe, of course. So, exactly. So, if those of you guys who were with us earlier in the week, last week, where we made that delicious raisin bread with a twist, a lot of people asked me what that actual recipe was. I did not show the full dough recipe because it would have taken forever. You can Tilda Swinton that situation right there. What is up, Quentin? Hola. Welcome. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Saturday, you guys. You guys can go ahead and throw your thumbs up on the video. That would be great. And of course, subscribe if you are feeling the vibe. It depends on what it is you're trying to do, Jay.
Oh, Lord.
It depends on what you're trying to do, Jay. We do have a moderator and he will put you out. So if you're explicit in nature because you're an adult and you're just trying to have a good time, sure. But if you're going to be rude or you're going to be strange, you're probably just going to get put out. But hey, go ahead and do what you got to do if it makes your day feel good, okay? Anywho, I am actually, yes, going to be making the bread recipe from scratch. Not the exact same bread recipe, but I'm going to be showing the base recipe for my breads. And then I'm going to be showing a twisted loaf. That is what I am going to do. I appreciate that, Jay, and I appreciate if that was you who threw your thumbs up. Hello and welcome, and thank you. Yeah, we are going to have a good time. We're adults. We're going to be drinking. Everybody's going to be cool. But it is nice if you are respectful, and it is nice if you are kind. But if you are not, you will get put out. That's all I can say. Now, I'm going to start doing this bread recipe because, again, if you've ever made bread before, you know it's gonna be a labor of love. But we're gonna have a good time while we do this. So very first thing we've got to do is we've got to give our yeast something to love. We got to give our yeast something that's going to love it and for it to love. So the very first thing I'm going to do is take some sugar. People who watch me before know that this, when I whip this jar out, that's my sugar. And I've got a little pan here. Hopefully you guys can see it. Thank you to whoever threw their thumbs up. Welcome, welcome. Feel free to also subscribe if you haven't already. Hey, JB is in the house. JB's 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 in the house. I appreciate you. Cindy Ferris, thank you so much for subbing, Cindy. I appreciate you. Welcome, 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 you guys. So I'm just getting going with this bread recipe. To everybody else who just showed up, welcome. Feel free to throw your thumbs up and also make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. So I'm just throwing some sugar down in a pan. Now here's what I know when it comes to bread. The yeast is alive. If you don't know this, the yeast is alive and the yeast is going to eat this sugar. Okay, you can't put too much sugar in your damn bread, okay, because the yeast is hungry. All right, hangry, hungry, all that. So you want to have as much sugar as is reasonably possible. Plus, I'm going for a slightly sweet bread, so I want a little bit of sugar left over after the yeast eats everything it's going to eat. Is that my girl, Anna Boo Lashman Bates, just showed up over here? What is up, Anna Boo? The beautiful, beautiful Caribbean princess has joined, you guys. I am so excited. And you guys, if you don't know who Anna Boo is, she does really cool special effects makeup as well as other types of makeup. And she's getting ready. She told us, she promised us to drop a special effects makeup video. And I don't know if you guys are into like movies like I am, but her special effects makeup, top tier. Chef's freaking kiss, right? So we've got our sugar in. Let me stop chatting before we here till midnight, as it is probably trying to get this dough together. So we've got some sugar in the bottom of this saucepan. I've got a little H of the 2 and the O. And we're going in with that. Not going to go in with the whole thing. I'm going to leave a little bit to the side. One thing I am going to get is my whisk. Where's my baby whisk? Ooh, I found my baby whisk. Found my baby whisk. Why am I in such a singing mood, you guys? Oh, you're editing? That's so cool. So you already shot it? That's going to be way cool. Donzel! Hey, Donzel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I saw you earlier today, but happy Saturday night. And you know what this means. Donzel's in the house. Donzel's in the house. Donzel's in the house. Donzel's in the house. Ooh, ooh. Donzel's in the house. 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 Ooh, ooh. So I was able to sing your song, Donzel, while stirring sugar into water. So now that we have all of our sugar and our water together, I'm going to go over to the stove and just set this up just a little bit. Now, when you're messing with yeast and doughs, you do want the water that you use to be slightly warm, not hot because you'll kill the yeast. But we are going to give this a little bit of hit. And when I say hit, I'm saying like, think more like seconds than minutes, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get this turned on for a second. I'm going to come back and chit chat with you guys for a hot second and take a little sip of my libation. And see how you guys are doing. So I don't really have a goal per se in terms of subscribers. I know I usually do. 210 would be great. So if you're new and you're coming in and you enjoy pop-up lives where you have cooking tutorials and you get to hang out with us and have a good time, make sure that you subscribe. But other than that, we're just here having a good time. We're going to be making some bread. I'm going to show you guys the whole process front to back. And once this video is done, I will do a shortened version that I will release so that you guys can use that later if you want to go back and reference it. A-Train, just out of curiosity, what subscriber count are we starting with?
206.
206? What? Okay. We're already starting, you guys. It is already starting. It is already getting it in. Now I'm going to go over, stir my sugar water real quick and make sure she's not getting bouncy. Okay, that's already it. That's already it. Do you guys see how quick that was? That was real time. Do you see how long I had that on there? Like 2 seconds. That's real time. So I've got a bowl here, and I freaking love this bowl. And you want a pretty big bowl because when you're making bread, you want a lot of yeast. And when you see what this yeast is about to do, you're gonna be like, is that bowl big enough? It's gonna get fancy, right? So we're gonna go ahead and go in with our sugar water. And I'm proud of myself that I managed to do that without spilling anything. Because let's be real here. The other day, we were making pickles, quick pickles, and your girls spilled stuff everywhere. Anybody who was in that live can tell you that that is true talk. We spilt pickle liquid all over the place. But anywho, we managed to not spill that, and that's good. So I've got a couple packs of dry active yeast here, because that's what you need. And one of the reasons I like using these packs, and I've chosen to use that for this video, is that if you're a beginner, maybe you don't have a bunch of measuring devices and stuff like that, and you just want to know how to get it done. What I'm going to do is actually use 2 packs of this dry active yeast. That's how your girl gets down. Again, when it comes to bread dough, I know they make it really seem incredibly complicated. It's not. When it comes to dough, bread dough, there's only a couple things you have to remember. 1, flour, salt, sugar, yeast, water. Like, that's it. And you'll see as we're doing this process what the dough is supposed to look like. Keep that in your mind and keep that in your heart and spirit. And then as you do this, it'll be easier. It's really not as complicated as they make it, I promise. The yeast is imperative because the yeast is ultimately going to give the lift to our bread. The sugar is imperative because the yeast needs something to eat. It's going to eat and start making gases, and that's ultimately what's going to give our bread lift. It's just literally that simple. It's not complicated. So I'm going to go ahead and cut open 2 of these packets. Now this is not fast-acting yeast, which I usually use, so we're gonna do what we can to see how this is going to work. But I'm going to go ahead and put the yeast in our slightly warm, not hot, sugar water. Okay? Oh, yeast freaks me out, you guys. Yeast freaks me out because it's alive. You know? Oh, it freaks me out. It freaks me out every time. I'm just going to straight up tell you guys that. So before I stir it, I'm going to make sure this doesn't touch me, but that's what the yeast is looking like. So if you're not familiar with what dry active yeast looks like, that's what it looks like. And it's freaky because it's alive. So we're going to go ahead and give it a quick little stir in our sugar water. I'm going to scrape it off the sides. Make sure everybody is in the pool. And almost right away, you'll see that the water begins to get murky, right? And that's because the yeast has already decided that a party has started. The yeast has already decided that it's Saturday and it's about to get it in, all right? And we love that because that's what we need from our yeast. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw this packet away. And we're going to chit-chat as our yeast comes together. Now, if I did my job... Hey, babe, what about a shot?
Yeah, let's do it.
So if I did my job, this yeast should start coming together in just a very short amount of time. That is one of the reasons why it is nice to use something that's a little bit warm. The yeast loves that, right? It likes a nice, warm, not hot environment, and it likes the sugar. Okay? That is what we know about yeast, right? So that is what the yeast is going to be doing. I'm just going to show you guys again. Already, you can see the changes, right? That means that this yeast is in the middle of something. Okay? So this process tonight is going to be a very long one. I appreciate those of you guys who are in here right now, and I appreciate those of you who are going to marathon this thing with us and ride or die till the end. But if you need to leave, if you're doing something else, I fully understand that because this is a very, very, very long process. So that is what we're doing. Oh, this yeast is about that life, is it not?
Oh, it's already... Oh, wow. It's already blooming.
You can't see him, but he might pop in for the shot. This is A-Train. My one and only. My one and only. That's the way to put it. Anyway, you want to pop this shot, baby?
Let's go.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
So yeah, we are just chilling right now. Look at me with my little apron on. I decided to wear an apron. Thank you to whoever threw their thumbs up. I appreciate you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you will also choose to subscribe. I chose to put my apron on today because the other day when we made bread, I didn't have my apron on. And I wore all the flour. I wore all the flour. And if you know me, thank you to whoever came in and put their thumbs up. You are greatly appreciated. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are making bread, and we are in this for the marathon haul, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you guys the process, start to finish, and we are also going to finish up with a wonderful braided loaf. So you're going to get rewarded at the end, but this is going to be a long one. Come in, enjoy yourself, relax. We usually have cool people in the chat, so that is going to be fun. This is going to be a good Saturday night hangout situation. Like I said, the other time when I was making bread, flour, because I always wear a black tank top. So I was like, not today. Today we're going in on the apron because that is absolutely necessary. Do you know what else would have been necessary? Is that my glasses are freaking filthy. So I'm looking at you guys through nonsense. Probably because these haven't been cleaned since the last time I cooked. And if you cook and wear glasses, you already know that, you know, your glasses are basically the windshield of your life. And sometimes you, stuff splashes up on the windshield. That's what I'll say. Anyway, Jasmine. Oh, I speak so eloquently. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I wish I was reading off a teleprompter, Jasmine. I'm trying to get to teleprompter level, baby girl. But no, right now it's just me. Probably because part of what I used to do for my job is I used to do trading. So I would be standing up in front of thousands of people from all over the world having to speak for long periods of time. In addition to that, I am a published author. So I just feel like this is just something I've been doing for a while. So this YouTube space is pretty natural for me to do this. Although sometimes in long situations like what it's going to be tonight while we're making bread, I think it's going to be interesting. But we're going to do this together, you guys. We're going to get it done. Jasmine, baby girl, I wish I was at that level. But I am so glad to see you. I'm not sure if you're returning. Your name seems super familiar to me. Okay, I was going to say, A-Train, as you guys know, my moderator, is over there. And he just said that he thought he saw you too. So I think you're probably already subscribed. For everybody who just joined who did not subscribe, feel free to go ahead and do so. Also, throw your thumbs up. And again, if you guys don't know how to do the thumbs up thing, I just found this out myself, but on a phone, apparently there's 3 dots over here, and if you tap them, the option to throw your thumbs up will show up. So that's what I know so far. So right now, oh my God, this yeast is about that life, y'all. Can you see this? This yeast down here in the corner here? That is already different, right? Tell me anybody who's been watching the process of this yeast arrive and graduate from college, because we just birthed it. We birthed this yeast and it's on its way to damn college at this point. But let me know if you see this yeast over here getting it in. Thanks, Jasmine. I knew I had seen your name before. When I see a name that I really like, it sticks in my head. And I've always thought that Jasmine was a beautiful freaking name. I don't know, Annaboo. I know you say a lot of stuff about your voice, Annaboo, but I actually like your voice. I think a Caribbean accent is freaking beautiful. And that's just me. I mean, some people are going to say whatever about whatever, but ultimately, I think you have a very, very beautiful voice. I like the way that you enunciate your words, and I like the way you end your sentences. I know it sounds crazy, but as somebody who thinks about words, that is something that matters to me. Oh, cool. So you see the yeast? That is what's going on. What is up? Is it Goatin? Goatin lover? Okay. Well, welcome, Goatin lover. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Throw your thumbs up on the video. What is up, Eric? Throw your thumbs up on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. So what I am doing, and this is going to be a long haul type video, so come in, hang out if you can, leave if you have to, chill with us, is that, yes, I do remember you. That's what's cool, and that's what I'm saying. Welcome back. Welcome back, is we're making bread. A lot of people, when I made my raisin bread with a twist last week, asked if they could see the actual whole process of the dough and everything being made. And I'm attempting to oblige by doing this incredibly long video. But I'm chilling tonight. I got my sweet, sweet libation. A-Train is in the other room. We're just going to have a good time, you guys. We're going to chit chat. We're going to talk about whatever you guys want. I'm going to show you guys some cool food related stuff. And we're just going to have a Saturday night. So get your libation, get your snack, hang out, chill. That's what we're doing, you guys. Right now, we're just waiting for this yeast. And we ain't going to have to wait too much longer. This yeast is about that life. What? Money get, money get, I said, money get, money get, Money get, how are you out here getting your own damn song this early? I appreciate you. Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. Throw your thumbs up on the dang video. You can cook spaghetti, Eric? That's so cool. You know what? I gotta be honest. The love of cooking starts early. I feel like I was cooking when I was 7, Eric. So that's way cool. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. So by the time you get to be 18, you're gonna be a huge chef, Eric. Starting off all early. Jasmine. The name A-Train is my husband, Aaron. I just call him A-Train. For those of you guys who don't know, he is a graphic artist. He also runs a huge eBay business doing computers. And when I met him, he was in a band. He's a guitarist. So I just call him A-Train because I think it's fitting, right? He's a big deal. He's a big deal, you know? I like to think he's a big deal to me. I mean, he's a big deal to me. So anyway, our yeast is still going. You know what we didn't do, babe? I'm going to have to get you to do.
What?
Oh, seriously? Okay. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. A-Train fits him. I like Eric's like, yeah, I like A-Train. 2 things that I might need A-Train to do for me. One is, I don't think you plugged in my Tinker. And then second, before you do that, can you pop me a window?
Oh, yeah.
It's cold as hell here today. I don't know if you guys saw my video.
Not that one.
I don't think you can reach it. Can you get it? I don't know if you guys saw my video earlier when I was out in the forest, because we have a whole forest in the back there. And I was kind of trying to show you guys the flowers and stuff that are coming up. But it was like 40 degrees today. Like freaking 40. Okay? So it's cold, but as soon as I get in this kitchen, I have a studio style light that's right here, and it creates heat because it is not what is that called? An LED bulb? It's an actual like bulb. So it's burning your girl's forehead basically, right? And the oven is on because it's important for my yeast and this bread making process that the kitchen be slightly warm. Yeast is gonna like warm places, okay? That's just how it is. Second to that, I'm interested in seeing how this is going to work because the other day when we made bread, it was not only warm, but it was humid, right? A lot of moisture in the air, and yeast and bread loves that too. Now today, it's kind of cold. It's a little bit dry, which matters to people who bake. That's a really, really, really important baking tool. So we're gonna see if we can't make it moist. And if it starts looking like my dough is not doing what I want it to do, you guys will see me employ all types of tricks, like even putting on a huge pot of boiling water to increase the moisture in the air so that we have a really friendly dough, right? So we're gonna do all the things. Thank you so much for opening that up for me, Beba Pants.
Yeah, no problem.
What? Anna Boo, are you serious? You saw it? He is the best assistant ever, Eric. He is. He is the best partner and assistant ever. Well, you know, I talk in general. I'm a Leo, and I could talk myself alone and be totally fine with that. Do you prefer your homemade bread over breads from stores or restaurants? I think it really just depends, Jasmine. It's like, for me, it depends, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Store-bought bread is delightful because making bread is not complicated, but it is a lengthy process. And sometimes you just want a sandwich, you know? Sometimes you don't have time to do what we're going to do tonight with you guys hanging out, having a great time. Sometimes you just want a sandwich. A sandwich, all right? And you don't have time for this foolishness that we're going to get into. So store-bought bread is fine by me, but homemade bread is beautiful because it really gives us the opportunity to do whatever we want. Whatever we want. Whatever shape we want. Add in additional flavors we want. It is that life. What is going on? Harviano is returning, baby. Welcome back, Harviano. Happy Saturday, dude. I'm so glad to see you. I'm assuming that was you who threw your thumbs up, so I appreciate you. Humidity is important. A couple things. Thank you, Harviano. I love to hear that. Shirley Lunger. Welcome, Shirley. I'm not sure if you're coming back or if you're brand new. Let me know in the comments as you guys come in if you're new or you are returning. Either way, feel free to throw your thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. And if you're coming back again, you're my people. You're my people. You make me happy. Thank you so much for coming back. Yeah. So I can't even remember what I was being asked. Let me see if I can't remember. You guys, it's a lot to chit chat like this.
Humidity for baking bread.
Humidity, exactly. So you're returning. Okay, thank you then. Shirley, welcome back. So again, when we're talking about bread, think about it like this. Everything we are doing is designed to make that lift that we love in bread, right? Everything from this yeast to the water content, that's the difference, right? If you think about the components that go into bread, they're the same components that go into almost anything else, right? You can make a gravy with these same components. You can make a cracker, which has almost no lift, with the same components. What really is going to differentiate those items from a bread is the damn lift, right? And how we're going to really increase that lift is by giving it as much moisture as possible, right? Moisture means that things have the capability to move, right? Moisture means that things can morph in their own way and that they'll have the space to do so. It's the fluidity that comes from moisture. So that is why humidity is helpful, enough water is helpful. All those things are going to help us make a good bread. Exactly, Eric. Look at that. Look at that young cook coming through. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, you guys. Just asking, how you doing, how you doing? Of course I want to know. Yeah, no problem whatsoever. Thank me for my time, Jasmine. No, thank you for your time. I'm just in here making bread. You guys are in here helping to entertain me through this process. Now, again, if you guys focus your eye over here, from the start to the beginning, whenever you jumped in this live, you have seen this yeast get fancy, right? And I know Anna Boo commented that we are already doing what we're doing here. This yeast is already about that life. I'm going to let her continue to grow because, again, this is our liftoff, baby. This is our jet fuel for all intents purposes. So we want this yeast to get very, very fancy. We're not going to mess with this yeast until I feel like it's about that life. Now, we put enough sugar in this yeast for 10 breads, okay? But we are also going to put some sugar in our loaf, and you will see that. Thank you, Anna Boo. Yes. It's hard to see the yeast because the comment's in the way for me. Okay, let me try to scooch her back a little bit. I know that that's kind of like a thing. Is this a little bit better? Because I know for me the comments are like right here, so I'm not sure where it.
I kind of want to see what's going on with it.
Yeah. Now you don't want to mess up the surface too much while she's growing, so I'm not going to do too much, but do you guys see the difference between when we started? That's what that yeast life is. Hopefully that helped. And as she gets to the top, see, I don't want to mess up the surface of my yeast, so I'm probably not going to lift it up too much more. A-train. No, he's cute. It's harder to see the yeast because of the comments. Okay. Let me taste it. Right. Not the yeast, because I'm going to tell you that yeast by itself tastes like trash. Yeast by itself tastes like trash. It's very yeasty for all intents purposes. And you kind of know what yeast tastes like if you've ever had, or you've yourself attempted to make bread and you didn't add enough components, like say salt, to kind of level out the flavor. All of us have had probably yeasty flavored loaves, and it's not my favorite, right? So we're going to keep doing this. We're going to keep rolling and strolling, and your girl might have a seat, because straight up standing on my feet for like 1,000 hours, not your girl's thing. You love baking, Harviano? That's so cool. Put in the comments, you guys, if you are people who bake, like what do you normally bake? I need to know. I really do. Is everybody in here kind of a baker? If so, what are you normally getting into? Are you baking a lot of cakes? Are you baking a lot of breads? What kind of bread do you bake when you bake it? I need to know. Ooh, hey, what is up, Lee? Lee Crawford is in the house. Hello and welcome. Again, as you guys come in, if you are brand spanking new, tell me. And if you are returning, tell me so that I can welcome you back. And no matter who you are, new or returning, definitely make sure to throw your thumbs up and definitely make sure to subscribe if you are new, because we do pop-up lives like this all the time. And if you look at the comments, you guys, people keep returning because we keep having a good time. So we are glad to have you. You do cakes. What is your favorite thing to bake? Okay, Harvey, I'm trying making pretzels. Okay, I am still learning. I want to learn pretzels and I want to learn bagels. That has been on my to-do list for this year. So if you guys are at all interested in watching me learn how to make pretzels and or bagels, let me know and I'll try to throw that into one of these lives, because I have never made pretzels or bagels before, but I love pretzels. I love bagels. I especially love those big soft pretzels, and I want to try to do that. What was I going to say? So my favorite thing to bake is actually bread. And that's because there's so much I can do with it. I love to start with this basic loaf or this basic dough that we're going to do, and the sky's the limit. I've done jalapeno cheese loaves. I've done so much stuff, and I love that there's so much room inside of bread. You can go so far. This turned out to be dry pasta. What did I miss? What did I miss, Annabelle?
Saying that he tried to make pretzels recently, but they turned out like dry pasta.
That, you know what though? That's the beauty of baking, is like try stuff, see if it works. Sometimes you might turn out with some dry pasta. Sometimes you might turn out with some biscuits that you could throw at somebody and just boop, take them clean out. That's just life. It's just the process of learning learning what works. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a fun place to play. Flour is one of the places that they haven't stomped on too hard in terms of the expensiveness, and water in most cases is free, and yeast is pretty inexpensive. So it's a great place to just inexpensively try. Play with it. Play with it. Play with the dough. Play with the stuff. See what you like. Now I was saying, what was Anna Boo talking about?
I really want to start to be honest. My mom used it when we were smaller.
Tell me what you're talking about, Anna. I'm sorry I missed it. These comments, I wish I had a thing to put it on low or something. My dad is half Italian, and he works at the Italian restaurant, and sometimes I go there and help him make croissants. Oh, you are a big freaking deal, Golden Lover. I love the idea of that. I have never made a croissant, but I think it would be great to try. Now, I make a lot of pizza. I actually have a video up on the channel of pizzas, calzones, a stromboli. I made a ton of cool stuff like that. I love pizza. I love Italian food. So this girl is about that life. Ooh, I love it. Sushi. Okay, now here's the thing about me and sushi. I don't eat fish. I know. Don't come for me in the comments. I don't eat fish at all. I cannot. I don't like it. Except, I shouldn't say that. I will eat fried catfish because my family is Southern. Everybody loves fried catfish, and fried catfish with the right amount of hot sauce, perfectly fine by me. But any other kind of fish, I just won't eat. And I certainly ain't gonna eat it raw. So I'm not big on sushi aspect of things, you know? But I do know that there's some really beautiful food and beautiful sushi, because I did live, like I said, in Seattle. And I had friends, and we would always be going to restaurants, and they would always be eating the seafood from there, from different restaurants and whatnot, because apparently the West Coast, obviously, is a beautiful place to find really, really good high-grade fish. Oh, you want to get into it. I think you'd be great at it, Anna Boo. Matter of fact, throw it on your channel. Second watch. That's so cool. Okay, you guys. So our yeast is continuing to grow. Your girl is probably going to have a quick little seat here. Erin was kind enough to get my little stoolsy that I like to sit on. Oh! Okay. Now we are good to go. I always feel like I should lower the cam though, because like here I am down here, and then there's just a bunch of head space, but whatever. We're just going with it. I'm not going to move the camera around. Do you know what'd be cool? I have this way cool book that shows these really cool vivid pictures of different vegetables and things like that, and talks about like just what they're used for and whatnot. Not just vegetables, but like herbs. And it's way, way cool. Thank you to whoever threw their thumbs up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. By the way, A-Train.
Yeah.
Two things. One, What is our current subscriber count? 2. Can you clean that one book and bring it to me?
Oh, sure. 207.
What? Oh my gosh, you guys. Thank you so much to all of you guys who have subscribed and who are hanging out here today with us making money get. Come on. Yes. Coming through with the numbers. Come on now. And thank you to whoever just threw their thumbs up. You are greatly freaking appreciated. You have no idea. So, I have a cool book. And when we are doing the downtime here it's got like tons of cool pictures, and I'll be able to ask you guys questions, and I can look up stuff for you guys if you want it. I am going to wait for my yeast, which is almost where I want it to be. We're going to get the dough going for its first rise, and then we're going to get into this way cool book. Thank you, yes. A-Train.
That's a very cool book.
So, I forget that my camera is not mirrored, so you guys are reading this backwards, but it's this awesome book, and it's called the Encyclopedia of Herbs, Spices, and Flavorings, okay? Now, I have gifted this book to a lot of people, including my dad and my mother-in-law, because it is the world's coolest book. She thick, okay? She like Meg the Stallion thick. Do you know what I'm talking about? Thick. So, at some point, I will pop this open while we're waiting, and I can answer a couple of quick questions that you guys might have about certain herbs and things like that. It's actually a really cool thing. I thought that was going to fit there, but it did. So we're going to put it over there. Anywho, our yeast, can you see the yeast? Is over here trying to do the damn thing. Now, that being said, I want this yeast to go a little bit higher for me. Like, if you literally watch this yeast, if you literally focus your eyes on this yeast bowl, I know it's harder to see for you guys than it is for me. You can literally watch it as it raises. That's how freaking active this yeast is, you guys. And that's perfect because we want her to be as active as she humanly possibly can be, because this is what's going to give the lift and that boost to our dough. And that's what we're talking about. But one of the things about baking bread that I feel like undoes so many people is that it is a waiting game. This is not like cooking like how I'm usually cooking, where it's just like, bah, 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 you know, where we're just going boom, 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 boom. And then all of a sudden it's like, bam, there's an item that we can eat. That's not how baking bread is. It's very much so a do it and wait. Do it and wait. Do it and wait. It's a lot of that, which is why I was reluctant at first to consider making this video, because it's going to be a lot of me yipper yapping and talking to you guys, which is fun and fine, but a lot less action, other than this yeast growing directly in my face. Sorry, that made me laugh, you guys. Anyway, hello and welcome to all the new people who just joined in. You are greatly appreciated. Third thumbs up. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Godin, because yeah, this is what it is. I'm not speeding any of this process up. Like I said, when I started this live, I said to A-Train, off camera, my moderator, I said, dude, straight up, this is going to be a long one. Because there's no other way to do it. I can't rush the process of baking bread. It just is what it is. Which is why I left it out of the last raisin bread video, and that video was still 2 hours long. And I didn't even show you guys this process. And then the process of letting it rise, banging it back down, and then letting it rise again. I started that video process after all that had happened. And it was still 2 hours. So I'm guessing it's going to be a while. But it's cool because Aaron and I took a nap earlier. And like I said, I can entertain myself. I'm a Leo. I can throw the ball up in the air and catch it myself. I don't actually need anyone else to catch it or throw the ball. So we are just going to hang out, you guys. I'm going to continue to drink beer. We're going to hope that I can, I'm drinking relatively slow, so I'll be fine. And at some point, we are going to have a beautiful braided loaf that is going to make this journey totally worthwhile. So you guys know I usually ask my question of the night, and that question is to everybody who's in right now, what did you guys have for dinner? I need to know. Strangely, Aaron and I did not have dinner. Have you thought about that, babe?
Yeah, I did.
how are we going to work around that? You guys might actually watch us eat dinner too, because at some point a girl's gonna have to eat, because it's like 9 o'clock here, because we're on Central Standard Time. I don't even think we thought any meat.
Chicken.
I'm sorry, what's that?
There's a pre-cooked piece of chicken. We can make a sandwich or something.
Oh, there's a pre-cooked piece of chicken?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sounds delightful. Do we still have that? I made homemade salsa last night, you guys. Kind of like a pico with tomatoes, onions, cilantro, lime, jalapenos. It was very, very delicious. Is there some of that still left?
I believe.
But you know what we don't have? Because I was about to ask for a quesadilla. Do you know what we don't have? We just were at the store today, and do you know? Yeah, I was gonna say, do you know what we left at the store that we absolutely need? It's freaking cheese.
Yeah, if we had like corn tortillas, we could make almost like a.
Oh, corn tortillas would be awesome.
Right, but I don't think we have it.
No.
It would be awesome because we have limes. And that would be a quick little tapas thing.
Oh, dude, that would be so delightful. But no, I don't think we have corn tortillas. What's hilarious about Aaron and I is like we will literally go to the store and then walk out of the store. We got beer, but we walked and some other things that we needed, but we walked out of the store with like 3 things that we absolutely needed, including cheese and corn tortillas. And we don't even have tortilla chips, because if we had tortilla chips, I would show you guys how you could make a quick situation breaking down corn tortillas into breaking down corn tortilla chips, and making a tortilla. But I don't even have corn chips, which is hilarious. So we're gonna do what we do. We're gonna do what we do. Did everybody tell me what they're eating for dinner tonight? It looks like my comments aren't even moving at all. I'm not sure if that's a real thing or if that's just that everybody went to sleep. Oh, Lord. Aaron, put a comment in there so I can see if it's moving still. Our yeast is about that life, you guys. It's about that life. I'm loving it. I'm loving every last piece of it. Oh, I can see you. Okay, so the comments are still working. There just aren't any. Right now. And I will say that we did account for this because of the simple fact that we're making bread. And bread is a long and arduous process, and one that requires an apron, which is why mine is on. Harviano, you had a sandwich. That's totally cool. What kind of sandwich? Like, was it like one that you made or one that you... Oh, turkey. One of my favorite sandwiches. Oh, you made it? Okay. Okay, come through, Harviano, with the sandwich making. One of my favorite sandwiches is actually a... Oh, you made it tall, too. Ooh. I really love... Instead of a Reuben, I don't really like corned beef like that. That's what's on a Reuben, right, babe?
Yeah, Reuben corned beef, yeah.
I don't like... The yeast is rising, JB. The yeast is rising. Hopefully you guys can see it. But I am going to need it to go further before I can actually make the bread. But it is rising. And before I pour it in and begin to make my dough, I will make sure that you guys get a look at it. She's definitely rising, but I need her to go further than she is right now. But what I really love is a Rachel. I believe that's what that's called. And it's basically like a Reuben, but with turkey. And if you're not sure what that is, it's usually served on dark pump, which is dark pumpernickel bread. It has turkey on it, sauerkraut, and Thousand Island dressing, which I personally am sure that that's the only thing that Thousand Island dressing is good for. It's a Rachel, because I would never put it on a salad. It's absolutely disgusting. But on a Rachel or a Reuben, perfect. Is that everything? And then Swiss, right?
Yeah, it's Swiss, Thousand Island dressing, dark pump. The Rachel is turkey with sauerkraut. And then the Reuben is corned beef with sauerkraut.
Got it. And I was just listening to Aaron. Hopefully you guys were able to hear him. And keep in mind that I have never worked in a restaurant before, but Aaron has worked in many restaurants. Aaron has about 20 years, 15 to 20 years of restaurant experience in some of the larger restaurants, old established restaurants in the Midwest. So he has been a great coach and a teacher to me as I learn how to make more stuff. And to be frankly honest, A-Train is the one who taught me how to make bread. He helped me understand it. We did a lot of trial and error. Again, flour is inexpensive. So it was fun because we could play around with it and not have a thing. You can also buy yeast relatively inexpensively inside of a brick and just keep going. Just keep trying, right? And so when I learned the process of making bread, it was a lot of trial and error. I am not a recipe follower. I don't believe in that sort of thing. Not to say that there's anything wrong with following recipes, but that's not how I learned how to cook. It's not how my grandmother learned how to cook. So I focus on just learning hands-on. Like, what is it supposed to be like? You have to look at a recipe so you understand what the components are in it. But in terms of like exact measurements and things like that, I don't play those games. I just need to know what's in it. I need to watch you make it a couple times. I need to understand what it's supposed to look like. And then I can go from there. You have a girlfriend named Goten? And that's why... Oh, I see. All of a sudden, Goten. Now I see. I love it. I love it. No, spread it. We got nothing but time here. We're just waiting for, for yeast to rise. Come through. You're trying to make a relationship. Okay? So what's happening with this relationship you're trying to make? We need to know. You know who else is trying to make a relationship? This damn yeast is trying to make a relationship. And I'm enjoying that. So tell me.
I see it rising.
You see it rising?
Like, each time I look back, it looks a little bit more aggressive.
It's coming towards me. It's like the freaking blob.
I think it's very excited.
It's very excited, this yeast is. And if everybody, Aaron is making fun of me probably in the other room because Aaron knows how much yeast freaks me the frick out because it's totally alive and it's coming at my face. You see it? Did it just like rise like 2 inches towards my face?
It's moving.
As I said something to it,
Watch it.
It came towards my face.
It's going to be at the top of that thing in like...
It's coming towards my face.
seconds.
It's freaking me out, you guys. I am so close to this yeast. It's coming for me? Well, then so be it. It can come for me. I'm going to punch this yeast down. Anywho, we are just having a good time, you guys. Welcome to everybody who just showed up. We are in the lull, one of the lull parts of this show right now because we are making bread. And right now we have gotten our yeast and our sugar water together and we are just letting this rise. Now I'm probably going to give it probably another 5 or 10 minutes and then we are going to begin to make our dough and let her rise for her first time. Now, the thing for me and bread is it actually rises 3 different times. And that's just the game we're playing. I got my oven on and we are going to increase the humidity so that the space between those rises isn't going to be as long. But we're always going to be looking for it to double. And we'll talk more about that as it comes together. Right now, we're just trying to figure out what's going on with Goten Lover and his girlfriend. And I love that her name is Goten. That's dang cool. Is she goth? Or is that just like what? Tell me what the genius of Goten is. Like, where is that from? I need to know. Oh my God, my nose is itchy. Woo! And I'm back. Like I never left.
Japanese name?
It's a Japanese name. Oh, okay. I love that. I love that. What does it mean? What does it mean in Japanese? Tell me. Aaron is he's my sidekick. He's my producer. Like he'll answer the questions in the back. Have you figured it out?
I'll have to dig into it.
Oh, okay.
A person with sublime spirit, a noble individual.
Oh, Goten Lover. Did you know that the name Goten means a person with sublime spirit? And what did you say?
A noble person.
A noble person. So the lady that you're into, she has a sublime spirit. And she's a noble person. Well, she's a little aggressive. That doesn't make her any less noble or sublime. I'm a little aggressive. But she is normally nice around me since I'm her boyfriend, obviously. But every time she sees me talk to a girl, even if it's my sister, she suddenly starts staring. I'm not laughing at your issue, Goten. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like she might have some possessiveness. You know what I mean? It sounds like if you step out of line, she might snatch you back up. I don't know. You know, I mean, I think the key to understand, it sounds like you might be relatively young and you're, in a relatively young relationship. The key to understanding life is simply this. There's a world filled with people, one, okay? And sometimes you can really, really be into people, friends, whatever, girlfriends, boyfriends, whomever type of friends that you are around, right? It might seem really intense, but the magic of life is you'll find that sometimes intensity wears off. The key is have a good time. Have a good time. If you're hanging out with a friend and you're having a good time, fantastic. Keep having that good time. If you're in a relationship and you're having a good time, fantastic. Have a good time. If you are not having a good time, if you don't feel good in those situations, don't do it. I know it sounds like it's like, you know, too oversimplified, but it's literally that simple. Life goes like this, like that. Like it'll be over before you even freaking know it. And wasting your time on things that you don't really like and things that don't feed you, absolutely absurd. If you feel good and this lady makes you feel good, fantastic. If you don't feel good, don't do it. Those are my life lessons all across the board. Life is so freaking short. You cannot spend it doing things you don't want to do. This yeast is about to get on your girl's face.
Oh.
This yeast is about to get... Do you see it?
I looked away and I looked back.
It's about to get on your girl's face. Now, I'm loving how this is looking, you guys. I am going to start the process of setting up my food processor so that we can get this going. And you guys are going to get a chance to see this dough come together for its very first step. This dough is being born, you guys. It's being born. While we are waiting for that, though... Baby pants, my cerveza might be going down at some point. Oh, you're 11. Okay, then definitely pay attention to the to the stuff that I just said. Goten, you're just a wee little spry person. You've got all your life in front of you. Don't do things you don't want to do. I shouldn't say don't do things you don't want to do because the world is filled with things you don't want to do. Don't do things that make you unhappy if you can avoid them. That's what's important. Jimmy, it's like you want this to come up towards my face. Now, see, I was inclined to do that, but I was just rushing for you guys. But yes, for me, if you want me to be honest, when I am getting yeast to grow, I usually put it in a vessel that I expect for it to overflow out of. That's just your girl. Now, that being said, yeast is a living thing, and we want to make sure that it's got enough food in here for the life it's trying to live. Now, for me, I put quite a bit of sugar in there. And I'm going to put more sugar in my dough, so I'm sure my yeast will be fine. But yes, I'm going to wait till this yeast hits the top of this. Yeah, no problem, Goten. I mean, that's what we do. We just make food here and give away the sage advice that comes from, you know, being at a big old age. But yeah, that's all I can say is like, I don't know. I've largely tried to live my life that way. I don't know how many friends you get with that, but I have quite a few. But ultimately, I think it's important that if you're around somebody and you don't like the way they make you feel, that you don't stay around them. Because that's nonsense, right? Baby pants! We haven't had a lot of people in here, but that's cool. I'm loving the people that we do have in, and you guys are so very welcome here, as Fumi would say. And I am interested. Have we made any additional subscribers? I was glad to hit what we hit.
208. 2 more to 210.
Oh! You guys, we are 2 subscribers away from 210. I'm hoping as people come in, they will hit the thumbs up, and I'm hoping that you guys will choose to subscribe. I know it just looks like I'm sitting here right now handing out advice, but I am also making bread. We are waiting for this yeast, which is making a serious play for your girl's face right now. And we're going to let it reach the top of this, and then I'm going to pull this dough together, and we're going to let it rise for the very first time. For those of you who are just joining, or for those of you who forgot because we've been in here so long, I am attempting to make a braided loaf, and she will be beautiful, hopefully, when it is all said and done. We're going to give her a nice little egg wash. The loaf that we are making is going to be relatively sweet because I was interested in a nice sweet loaf, and that's what we're going to get into. That being said, baby pants, I'm not sure that the sugar is enough for my sweet loaf. I don't want it to be overly sweet, but I also might need more sugar than that. There's 2 things that we didn't have enough of, and I feel like it was sugar. You don't have to necessarily grab it right now, unless you want to. How much sugar did we have? Did we have another bag, you said?
There's a little partial one. We have to re-up on it. We do have honey and other things, too.
We do have honey, don't we? Mm-hmm. Now, keep in mind, yeast will also eat honey. So if we need to, we could do that. I might go in on a little bit of honey. Maybe, but actually I would prefer sugar.
Okay.
So at some point, maybe you can grab the sugar and then grab me another cerveza, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds good. The sugar's up in the cabinet behind you.
Oh my God, look at this yeast, babe. Come in here and actually take a look at it.
Oh, wow.
Oop.
Oh wow, yeah,
Do you
that's
see
almost
it?
to the top. Mm-hmm.
You see how it's coming towards my
Yeah.
face?
It's moving.
It's totally moving, you
Sweet.
guys. It is that kind of yeast time. Yes, 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 yes. You might have to zip that up, baby pants. I'm gonna have to get out of your way, aren't I?
Well, I think I can maybe snack back.
No, it's probably not a good idea.
Try to work it out.
Free the yeast! Jamie's killing me. Freeze down. Yeah, here's the first one. Squeezy.
Here we go.
Got me doing all sorts of things. Got me doing all sorts of things. Got me doing all sorts of things. Got me doing all. Why am I in such a singing mood? Probably because I need to be listening to music. And it's not happening. Oh, is that my sugar?
That's it.
Thank you, baby pants. I don't know, dude. Is this the last beer I can drink? Or we don't have any more of the Mountain Standard?
Here we go. Here we go.
Okay. You must have grabbed this one full. You'll see.
Yep.
All right, just refilling the sugar, you guys. Refilling the sugar. Getting it in. Got me doing all sorts of things. Got me. I think. Do I have enough ice left in there?
Yeah.
Gracias. Okay. So we refilled our sugar. I scooched my chair back. Woo! Baby Pants came in and helped us. Might get some cavities now. See if you get cavities and people ain't gonna want to be around. Oh no, that's hilarious. Now you might get some cavities. You might, but not with this bread. The yeast is largely going to eat most of our dough. The yeast is going to eat most of our sugar, so I'm not quite as worried about that. But definitely something to think about when you're your age. You definitely want to make sure that you're not, doing anything that damages your personage. So anywho, wait till I lift this yeast up, you guys. Loving it. Hey, baby pants. After we get this yeast together, guess what? Your girl might want another shot.
Okay.
Let me do this. First, I'm going to lift this yeast up so that you guys can see. Do you guys see the difference? Do you see? For those of you in the room, do you see the damn difference with this yeast? You remember what we started with? Those little dry kernels? And do you see what happened here? That's why I'm scared of the damn yeast. Because that's how yeast gets it in. Now I'm going to raise up my cutting board here for a second. I'm going to move some stuff around. And I'm going to slide over my food processor. And you might be like, what is she doing? She's making bread. Why does she have a food processor and not a bread maker? And that is simply this. The food processor I have found is so cool because it keeps me from having to knead the dough. And watch this, you guys. I don't like kneading dough. Some people really like it. I'm not one of those people. So we're going to make sure that I don't have to knead the dough. So we got my food processor out. I am going to do one thing, which is wash my freaking hands. Really quick. And it sucks because, I don't know if you guys know this, but I have another channel where I make DIYs. And I was in the workshop building a shelving unit, and I messed up my freaking hand a little bit. So I've been kind of dealing with that. But that's life. And I can deal. But it is life. Now I gotta fix this because A-Train usually doesn't squeeze it all the way down. But we are all the way down. And I need some oil. And I need a spoon. Is the spoon wet? No. Okay, good. All right. So we got everything we need here. Everything that we need. All right. How's everybody still doing out here? I'm sorry, Goat Lover, you're killing me because you're like 11 and you're like, I'm so busy. You're like, I got soccer practice and homework. I got stuff I got to do. I got skateboards I'm trying to hang out with. I mean, like, I totally get it, but you'll be fine. Trust me. You'll be fine. So, we've got a bowl here with some flour. Always pull out more flour than you think. Because, again, we're going for a consistency. And the weather, the conditions, they will affect that. So I've got more water beside me, and I have more flour that I probably need because this is a game. This is a game. I'm not going for a specific measurement. I'm going for what dough I need. And you guys will see what that dough looks like, and you'll have that information as well. So I'm going to start with some flour. And the amount of flour that I'm starting with is based on how much liquid I know I have, right? And what kind of dough I'm going for. So right now, I don't know. What about a cup and a half? I don't know. Aaron can see if he can figure it out from in there. But again, I don't measure. So I'm probably going to be bad for that sort of thing if that's something that is really important to you. I just don't think measurements are that important. But we are going to start with that. Look at, even just since I last showed you guys, look at that yeast. JB, where are you? Do you see this freaking yeast situation we got going? It's happening. It's literally almost to the top. Now here's what I know about your girl. It looks like 2 cups. Here's what I know about your girl. I'm about to spill this all over the place, but we are going to try our damnedest to have that not happen. So we're going to be here, and we're going to go. Oh, it's freaking me out. Oh, do you guys see that? Do you see what I'm doing? Do you see what's even, let me get this up close without it touching me. Do you see that? Oh, it's on me. It's on me. That is how the yeast rolls. All right, that's how the yeast rolls. Now I'm gonna go get a spoon because I want all that. I want it, I want it, I want it. Okay. Here we go. Ooh, don't get on me. We're gonna try to get all of that nonsense, as much of it as we can, out. And that's what we're dealing with, okay? That's what we're dealing with. So, get some water in there, because I need to know that that yeast is not back behind me trying to disrespect. So we're gonna try to get some water in there. I'm not gonna run this water too long, because I know you guys that is a little bit annoying in the back, but I want to make sure that when I turn my back on that yeast, it's not coming for your girl, okay? So, there we go. I'm fine with that. Here we go. So, now we have our yeast in our food processor here. Now, again, we have extra flour standing beside us, right? Because this is what life is going to be about. Now, it's going to be a little bit loud for a second, but we're adults, or some of us are, and we can deal with it. What? Simply Shayla? Come on, girl. Welcome back, Simply Shayla. Throw your thumbs up on the video. I appreciate you being here. Yes, we are making bread. We are going to make a braided bread loaf today, and we're doing the whole process start to finish. It's going to take forever. But the magic is come in, leave as you need to, whatever. I am going to turn this whole video into a short, similar to how I did the raisin bread. So if you can't see the whole time, but you want to be able to see the whole thing, don't worry, because you're not going to miss anything, right? So we've got our yeast in, and we've got our flour in, and now it's going to get a little loud for a second. You guys see this? Okay. Now right away, ooh, I love that. Right away, I'm just going to, you guys can see this, right? Right away, it's wet. Like wet. And that's totally okay. That's why we have our extra flour next to us. This is what you want. This is what you want. I know they keep telling you stuff that makes this seem really complicated. It's not complicated. Thank you for throwing your thumbs up, Simply Shayla. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So I'm going back in. I added some flour. Do you see it? Do you see how it's now started to like not be as wet? It's doing its thing. See how it's starting to pull away from the side a little bit? Perfect. Still super wet, but not a problem. We're going back in. We're going back in with flour. Now at this point, I know it sounds crazy because it seems really wet. Now keep in mind, we are going to want a slightly wet dough. This could go from 0 to 60, and then it's dry, and then we have to add more water. So this is really just like a game of just figuring it out, right? Just do what you can do. We're looking for a consistency, and I'm going to show you guys what that is. See it pull it away? More? You see that? Did you guys see how that pulled away? and started to dough out for it. The lights are gonna flicker. Oh yeah! Come on, baby! You guys see this? Are you seeing this? Are you guys seeing what just happened? Do you see how it all formed together here in the center? And do you see how it's pulling away from the side, almost cleaning the side? That is what we're talking about. She's still very, very wet. She could be slightly wetter, but that's okay with me because the braided loaf I'm going for, I don't mind if it's slightly dry, but she's wet still. I'm gonna hit her with a couple more pulses and then we're gonna pull her out and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. Woo! Come on, baby girl. The lights are flickering. I freaking love it. Don't you love when the lights flicker, babe? It's kind of like we have like a special effects thing. I'm going to go in with a super small amount of flour. Like that's what I'm talking about right now, you guys. We are on the super small amount game part of it. Whoa! Whoa! Down Beelzebub! But we are doing it, you guys. This is how bread gets made. Sometimes lights flicker. You know, it's like an exorcist. Anywho, you can't even pay for special effects. Woo! Where's my girl Annaboo? That's right, she's editing. But if she was here, she would. If you gave me makeup and then the lights flickered like that, that could be something. Anywho, we are good, you guys. This dough is exactly where I want it to be. And one of the reasons that I do use a food processor like this, one, it kept my dough warm because of the process of the motor going. Two, it kneads it for me, so that I don't have to knead it. And that is what I am all about. I am about that life. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. And we'll clean that little extra piece later. Maybe daddies will come and move that for me. A-Train.
Yes.
Can you unpluggy, takey?
Let's go.
While you're doing that, I am going to get my life together here. Moving some stuff around for this next part and obviously shaking the camera for you guys because I know you love that. We're going down again. Okay. Here we go. Pull the top off. Let me wash my hands. I need to be on TV. Thank you, Shayla. I kind of am on TV a little bit, right? Like with this. But yes. Getting my hands a little bit of a wash because I am going to have to manipulate this dough a bit. And when I'm doing this, keep in mind that I have very, very sensitive skin. So we are using soap that has not a lot of it doesn't have any, I should say, fragrances or dyes in it. But if you are somebody who uses soap, like most people use soap, that has a lot of colors and smells and stuff in it, when you're messing with dough, do yourself a favor. After you wash your hands with that soap, let it run a little bit with just pure water and maybe even a little bit of salt. Because what you don't want to do, you might think, that soap smells good. But you do not want that soap smell in your dough. And you're going to manipulate the dough with your hands. So make sure you're not using a soap that's really, really funky and then messing with your dough. Right? Because, right? So again, for us, it's a little different because I have sensitive skin. So everything we use in this house has no dye, no fragrance, because that's just, it would ruin your girl's life. So that's what we are up against here. Thank you so much to whoever threw their thumbs up on the video. I appreciate you and welcome. And make sure that you subscribe. So I got a plain glass bowl here. We got our little dough. I'm going to show this to you guys in a second here. She tried to stick to the top. She tried to get a cheese pull with dough alone. So that's how she's looking, okay? And I'm fine with that. When it comes to a bread dough, that's what we want, okay? So first things first, I'm going to go into my bowl with some oil. And reason for this is the same thing we discussed before, you guys. The process of making bread is about fluidity. Just think about that. When you think about bread, make the idea of bread and the idea of fluidity synonymous, right? Bread is a fluid movement of flour, sugar, water, yeast. That's what it is. It's about the fluidity of that movement. So everything you do is designed to not cap, but enhance the fluidity of that movement, right? That is what we are trying to do. So that is why we're oiling this, because as the dough rises, We don't want it to hit a dry side and be like, what the hell is this? We want it to have the fluidity of movement. And that is what the oil is going to do for us. So I'm getting my hands in here, riding it up the side, right? Because we want her to, she gonna feel this bowl, yeah, right? So we're gonna get that going. The other thing that's helpful is this gets the dough on my hands. Or gets the oil on my hands, because I'm about to go in here and disrespect myself with this dough. Oh, come on, baby girl. You guys see what we're doing here? Come on, baby girl. Oh, it's a scene. It's a scene right now. Don't worry about it though. We're gonna pull her off the top here, trying to get her off my blade. Oh, I love this. It's the right amount of wetness for me. It's the right amount of wetness for me. I love it, love it, love it. And because we're going to dump that in there. And then we're going to come back in for the rest. Look at this, you guys. See this? We're just coming back in for the rest. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, yes. This is going to be a beautiful bread, you guys. Might be midnight here when we finish it, but it's going to be a beautiful bread. And hopefully you guys will ride with us. Somebody will ride with us all the way through. Take a nap. Come back. But we're going to do this bread tonight. Okay? So I'm going to put that over there to be cleaned. And then I'm just going to do two things. Watch me. Hopefully you guys can see me. I know sometimes the comments are in the way, but look at how she's already starting to develop the elasticity that she needs. I'm just doing this, this, this. I'm not doing too much with her. Just messing with her a little bit. Just going to mess with her a touch. Getting the oil all over her and all over the sides. And then I'm going to put this top on, and I'm going to go set her near my oven. And that's it. If we can get the top on. Your girl's fingers is greasy now. But that's what we're going to do. And I want you guys to note this. I want you guys to note this. Now, see, I don't like to knead. I don't like to knead dough. It's not my thing. Which is why I use the food processor, because the food processor basically kneads it for you. But you guys see the size of this? I'm going to take a second. JB, Shayla, whoever else is in here who've been here from the beginning, I want Lash Me Beats. I know you're editing, baby girl, Donzel, anybody. I want you guys to look at what this dough looks like right now, because this is an important moment to clock. We're clocking a moment right now, you guys. Do you see the size of that? Do you see where it looks like inside this bowl? Take a snapshot of that in your memory. Take a snapshot of this dough inside of your mind right now, because this is about to do something else, okay? So take that snapshot. Boom. I'm setting it over here near my oven. I'm going to wash my hands, because what is this? We got the Dizzo on my hands. And we are going to get that off, because it freaks me out because of the live yeast. Plus, you don't want that dough to dry on you, because holy poop. Dough is a real thing. It's a living thing. That's what makes it so good. That's why I think bread is something that's so hearty and has always been part of comfort, especially here in this country, because it begins with a living thing, you know? And I feel like when we eat things like vegetables, fruits, things like that, and bread that begin with like living things that are still alive, and that's part of what kind of makes it, we feel more comforted. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I just think that. But it definitely, I think, is part of why bread is one of the more comfort foods that we eat. And lucky for us, it's one of the foods that they've kept at least reasonably priced. If you guys don't know this, you can still go to Walmart and buy a full loaf of bread, at least where we live, for $1. $1. You can buy like do we even have one? I usually try to keep one on hand. Oh, here we go. Oh, she grew on the penicillin. We didn't eat her. No, daddies, no, I'm allergic to penicillin.
Oh, no.
Holy pig. Never mind that. But yes, you can buy a loaf of bread from Walmart right now at $1. I don't know if do we have to throw away everything that's in there? I mean, it was sealed.
No, that's fine.
Your girl's allergic to penicillin, baby. I'm allergic to the penicillin. Anywho, I'm going to leave my sugar out. Oh my God, you know what else I didn't add? We're going to talk about it. One thing that I did not add to my dough, and it's maybe going to come back to bite me in the booty cheeks, but probably not, because I am going to add it a little bit later, is we did not add salt. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys that, because salt is an imperative. You want to add at least a tablespoon or 2 of salt to that dough process as you are mixing it, because it does make a difference in the taste and the flavor. Now, if you don't add the salt like we did, is it going to make the bread inedible? No, it is not. But salt is kind of an important element because most of us here are, you know, we're trained to like that flavor. And so it's a thing. It's good when the salt is in there. But if you don't have the salt in, is it going to make your bread not bread? No. Is it going to make your bread inedible? No. Salt is not part of the chemical process. It's part of the flavor process. So it sucks that we left it out, but I'm going to introduce it in a different way. Also, when we eat this bread, we'll have salted butter. So the salt flavor will be there. So don't worry. Don't freak out and be like, oh my God, you didn't add salt. Or, oh my God, I didn't add salt. It's over now. It's not over. The bread is the bread. The salt has nothing to do with the chemical process of the bread. So just letting you know that. Go. Now that I know that you were 11 years old, I have to answer that question different. You said, what is my favorite drink? Kool-Aid, juice, whatever it is at 11 years, water. That's what I have to say because, you know, you're a youngster. Now, for people who are a little bit older, my favorite drink is just beer. I love a good beer. I do like wine, but I am allergic to sulfites, and most wine has sulfites in it. Some of them naturally occur. I think they naturally occur in the process of making wine, but they also add sulfites in, and so I love wine. But if I drink too much of it, it's not fun. Anywho, our bread is over there getting it in, turning into something incredible, becoming better. Why do I sound like I'm on one of those like freaking video games that my brother watches? Becoming something better, being bigger than we think it could be, getting ready to feed a family, a group of people, ready to take charge. Anywho, nobody knows what's going on in here. Nobody knows what's going on. But our bread is already beginning to rise. Again, my oven is set at 350. The bread is not on the oven, but it is oven adjacent. I'm hoping that there is enough humidity in here where I do not need to create an additional amount of humidity. But if I do need to create an additional amount of humidity, I will probably either call Aaron in or myself. I will grab a pot and I will start to boil water. Okay. And this is just a little hack, trick, tip. If you are in a very dry situation like we are in right now, that I'm in right now, and you want your bread to rise. Again, fluidity, right? Synonymous with bread dough. Fluidity, synonymous with bread dough. Fluidity, synonymous with bread dough. We want it to be as wet and free as it can be. Literally. Put that on a t-shirt, baby. As wet and free as it can be. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to be construed, but as wet and free as it can be, and then put a loaf of bread on it. Because, like, that is what I'm talking about. That is what we are doing. So, yeah. That is what we're doing. Now it's a waiting game. But I'm going to tell you right now, based on what I'm looking at, we are not going to have to wait that long. But just to make sure we're good, I am going to put on a pot of water, you guys. Because what are we doing here? We're not going to try to do this all damn night. Is what I'm talking about, right? We want to be able to have... We don't want to be doing this all night. So I'm going to put on a pot of water right now. And tell me, what are you guys doing? Are you still editing a video, Annaboo? What are you guys doing other than watching me? Are you chilling? Are you on the couch? Are you on the veranda? Are you eating a snack? What are you drinking? Kool-Aid, water, what? Okay, so I've got a small pot of water, and we are going to put that on, drip a little bit on the floor because you know how your girl does. And we are going to increase the humidity in the room just so that we know that our bread dough is good to go. And I will say this, you guys, it has already increased in size. I'm just going to come up to the screen here because I want you guys to see what I see. Do you guys remember what it looked like just, what was that, 10 minutes ago? Not even? 5 minutes ago? Do you see the increase in size? Do you see that, babe?
Yeah, I see that.
You guys see the increase in size?
Mm-hmm.
It's doing what it's doing.
It's like
So
1.5.
1.5 times. But I don't want it to just double for me. I need it to do more than that. So I'm putting her over there. And now we're going to continue the waiting game. I've got my eye on her. We've got our pot to increase our humidity because, again, fluidity, bread dough, synonymous. So I should make it like a, what would that be? Like a cool like symbol that's like fluidity. So like water equals bread dough. Like, so water equals bread. Something like that. Fluidity equals bread dough. You know, like very calming, soothing. Welcome today to the fluidity experience. We're going to teach you how to make bread and teach you how to understand the magical universe that is the growing of food. I'm sorry, you guys. I am literally just entertaining myself right now. It is growing. It is growing. That is what we are doing. This is real time, you guys. You are getting it. Oh, nice contralto. Well, then Harviano. Thank you. I like to think I might be able to hit a little contralto. So here's the deal. If you guys don't know this, again, Aaron is a guitarist. Okay, one of these days, we're gonna get him to be our live band and play guitar in the back. We're gonna plug the amp in, and you guys are gonna get a little bit of that while we cook. But he's not the only musician in the house. He's not. Your girl used to play trumpet for 10 years. 10 years I played trumpet. Not well, mind you, but I did play trumpet. I played a little bit of saxophone, and I really wanted to play drums, but it didn't work out for me. But we are a house of musical people. We love music. We are way, way into music. So let me know in the comments if you guys are into music as well and audio delights, because I love a good audio delight. Okay? And let me know if you're in a band, because if you're in a band, I definitely need to support you because I love music. We love music. Baby pants.
Yeah.
A-Train.
Yeah.
Love of my life. Tell me, where are we on the subscriber count? And are you ready for another shot?
Oh, yes.
Are you ready for another shot? Are you ready for another shot? Show me what you got. Are you ready for another shot? Boom. Is that like a little dance? This is going to get crazy, y'all, because what are we at? We're at minute 81, and we've just now started the first rise of our bread. So who knows what's going to happen by the time this bread loaf gets twisted and situated. It's going to be a crazy situation, but we're in it for the long haul. And if you guys are in it, I'm in it. Job at the restaurant he's working at. Aw, man. It might be because of your age, Goten. But you know, the beautiful thing is that if you have a passion for something now, continue to focus on that passion and it will grow over time. And then, who knows where it's going to go? I mean, that's the magic of being a youngster, is you've got all this time. Technically, we all have time, right? Because we have as much time as we have. But when you're young, you still got good knees, too. So you got time and good knees. And with that, sky's the limit, right? So again, it's so funny. I'm just gonna comment about this, you guys, because this is hilarious. So if you watched me make bread last week when we made the cinnamon raisin bread, I was just wearing my normal black tank top because everybody knows that's my uniform. Black tank top, black yoga pants. Although today I'm wearing jeans. Whoop. And but at this point in the process, I had flour all over my front. All over my front. Which is why I chose to grab my apron today, right? But look at this apron. Look at the apron. Do you see any flour? No, it's pristine. But if I hadn't chosen to wear the apron, I would have had flour all over it. That's the catch-22 of everything, isn't it? Because look at this. Apron is clean as a whistle. Clean as a whistle. But if I hadn't had this on, Murphy's Law, that's what I was going to say, not catch-22, but it's totally a Murphy's Law situation. Because, like, do you see any flour on the front of this, babe?
No, not at all.
But do you remember my shirt when I was making the cinnamon raisin bread?
Yep.
It was like a hot mess. But so that's why I put my apron on, because I was like, okay, I'm baking today. I'm going to be dealing with flour. I don't really want to ruin my black tank top with frickin' flour again. And then I put my frickin' apron on and zero flour. But let me be clear about this. We are at the beginning of this process. So I'm going to have to touch this dough quite a few times. We've still got some bench flour here that I'm going to be interacting with. So there is still quite a bit of possibility that your girl could still be wearing flour by the end. I don't know. My hands are dry as all get out, though. That's something I do know. Anywho, is this the time of the show? We've got our humidity water over there. Let me eye it up because I didn't put a ton of water in it. I want to make sure it's okay. Yep, it's doing okay. Baby pants, your girl is going to get hungry at some point. What do we got? You guys might also get to watch us eat dinner while we do this because, like, what's that? What happened to your, were you cold?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yep.
I see you brought me a shot. Did you get your own shot as well?
I have one.
Are we going to do a 2-for-1 recipe in here? Are we doing bread and also whatever the hell we're having for dinner? Possibly. We doing this?
Let's go.
Hey, come this way because I don't think the people saw you. Happy Saturday, cheers. Although I think the people might be, you know,
We're deep in.
somewhat overage or underage. I think it can be overage, but I think it can be under. What? Yeah, Anna Boo was like, woo, 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 woo. What do you want? What are we eating, baby pants?
We got the chicken. I have to work with that.
Do we eat all that lettuce from the salad?
We did.
Oh, we did. Did we eat all the pasta bake?
There's some.
Oh, there's some more pasta bake?
Yeah.
If you guys don't remember this, we did the budget pasta meal the other day. Aaron and I have eaten some of that every single day. And we're about to eat it again. And it still freaking exists. That was with the turkey meatballs and the pasta. Holy poop, there's that much left?
Yeah, this is the part that we didn't
This is what we're eating, you guys, for dinner tonight.
Let's show.
That was with the turkey meatballs, that penne, the spinach. Oh, it smells delicious, babe. Why don't you put that in a vessel?
It's already like the Pyrex.
That Pyrex?
Yeah.
I love the Pyrex for that
Yeah.
reason, you guys. Pyrex goes from the freaking refrigerator directly in. I would cover it with something, though.
Okay.
Maybe a little something, something. A little sticky bicky.
Man, that's convenient.
I love it, baby. I love it. I'm still going to want some chicken on the side, though. I'm just kidding. So do you guys know what we had for dinner last night? Because I'm crazy like this. Let me know if you guys sometimes have breakfast for dinner. I know, it totally is amazing. It was delicious. If you guys didn't see that video, that live, go back and watch that. I'm also going to try to do a short version of that as well. But anywho, because we made a pasta side and a salad for like $10. And like I said, we're still eating off of it. There's 2 of us. We're still eating off of it. It was $10. That was like, I don't even remember what day that was, but we've been eating off of that since. Like that's the game. That's the game of budget eating. Anywho, what the hell was I saying? Oh, last night for dinner, I said, Aaron, A-Train, I feel like I might like some pancakes. Now, keep in mind when I said this, it was like 8:30. 8:30 p.m. Okay, not 8:30 a.m., but 8:30 p.m. I was like, A-Train, I might like some pancakes. Now, A-Train makes some of the best pancakes ever. He makes them like my mom used to make them, where when they're finished, they have that crispy butter edge, which makes pancakes delicious and delightful. And so he made me these beautiful pancakes. He put in a little bit of pumpkin pie spice. Yes, I know it's not fall, but pumpkin pie spice is just literally all the spices that you associate with deliciousness, right? It's like cinnamon, it's clove, it's anise, it's blah, blah, blah. Anywho, perfect pancakes, crispy edge. And what do? The only syrup we eat in this house is pure maple syrup. I know it's more expensive, but the other syrup is just literally sugar water. So we had pure maple syrup. I diced up a banana. And I hit it with the whip of cream. And it was the most delicious stack. Was that sack of pancakes not delightful, babe?
It was so good. Oh man, those bananas
The bananas?
were like creamy. Like, oh man, it was so good. It was crazy.
The whipped cream. And the whipped cream that we used wasn't even particularly sweetened. So it just offered this like beautiful creamy foil so that you kind of had something to break through the sugar. And then that pure maple syrup, the bananas, the crispy pancakes. Oh, it was delightful. I wish we had a stack of pancakes right now, to be honest. Wow, he's really good at making pancakes. He totally is. He totally is. Ooh, if you make them extra buttery. Come on now. Golden is like, listen, if you're going to do it big. He's like, put the butter in there and the syrup for sure. So the dough is still rising over there. I've got my eye on her. Starting to make me feel like I should have gone a little bit deeper with some sugar, but that's okay. We're getting it done. It is going to come together. This is what it's like to cook live, you guys. And we're making it. We're making it work. But there is a lot of components, not components, but there's a lot of downtime in the process of cooking bread, which is why it's always kind of good to do it on a day where you have all day. Say you're doing some cleaning, or you're like me, you're writing, right? Because I do write. This is a good time. This is a good time to take a second and do something else. Because you're doing a lot of sitting down and chit-chatting. I'm going to lower this a little bit so you guys can see me a little bit better as I'm sitting down, because there is a lot more of that in this moment than there is stand-up action. I was trying to figure out, babe, do I have any stories that I could read that would be appropriate for all ages? I could read the eggs, but if my dad is watching, he might not like it. But he also might not like it, because he might not know that it's about an arachnid. Except I just said it was about an arachnid. Or what do you think? What do you think we should do?
Reading is fine. Yeah, the eggs is where it's at. Or is something from, like, They Prey on Us. I mean, like, some of that stuff's a little bit scary, but it's...
They Prey on Us has a lot of adult words in it. I suppose I could skip them. Let's get down on it. What do you think?
Yeah, that could be fun.
Well, if you hand me the short story book.
I'm looking for it. Is it over by the records?
Now why does it look like we're crooked now? Nobody knows. Yeah, it should be. It's Desperate Dreamers. It's the one with the red scenario. We have changed the camera angle, you guys. I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. But as we go through this process, that's what it's going to be. Our bread is over there rising and getting it in. Excuse me. Here we go. Can you X the outside for me? So, we are just continuing to make bread. Your girl is continuing to try to keep this lipstick off the rest of her face. Hey, by the way, Annaboo, if you are still available, I tried that thing with the liner. And it's kind of changing the color a little bit. It's kind of making the HBIC not quite so abrasive. I tried a brown liner, so it's kind of like lowering the abrasiveness of HBIC. Thank you, baby pants.
You're welcome.
So, for those of you who were with us a while ago, one of the things I did in the downtime, in case you guys don't know, I am a published author. We'll get Erin to drop the link to my Amazon author page, where you guys can pick up any of the books that I have, read reviews, blah, 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 blah. But I figured in some of this downtime where we're waiting for our dough to do its first rise, I would attempt to read you a short story. We're going to see how it goes. Ooh, what's in here? Nobody knows. Ooh, Viral Snow is such a good one. Can we read Viral Snow?
Yeah, we could.
I feel like that almost has no curse words in it. A little scary. Not really. But almost no curse words whatsoever. It's a very universal book. So I am going to read you guys Viral Snow. And this is a really cool experience. As you guys are in here, I shouldn't tell you what your experiences are. But I don't think I've ever read this publicly before. So you're going to get a chance to hear this. Really, this is an award-winning story, but it's going to be read by the author, myself. And this book is also available on Amazon. I think Erin dropped the link to my Amazon to whomever is awake, alive, and still interested in checking it out. I think this book is on sale for like $2.99. So if you are interested in picking it up off of Amazon, you certainly can. And it is being sold, I think, everywhere. I think I've sold copies in Japan. I've sold copies in Australia. Certainly selling copies in Canada. So yeah, it's available to whomever likes. This is what it looks like. Of course, it's backwards because the camera is not mirrored. But that's what the outside of the book looks like. And it's filled with a bunch of short stories that are my favorite short stories that I've put together. So... or I should say my favorite short stories I put together at the time that this book was created. I have made additional short stories since then, but this one is, these are my favorite at the point that this was created. Let's see what this is. Nobody knows. extra little notes and stuff. So I'm still eyeing my dough, you guys, and I think we've got a little bit of time. I will start reading this. We might have to pause because when that dough rises, I am going to have to go over there and punch it down. But I will make sure that I bring that over here so that you guys see it in front of me. So the story that I'm reading is called Viral Snow, and it was originally published as a standalone short on April 9th. Is that today? Not quite. So 2015. That's 10 years ago.
Yeah, that would be 10 years.
This short story was originally published 10 years ago. That's insane. Almost 10. It's almost its birthday. Say happy birthday to my short story. That is way cool. I did not know that. Okay, so so the title of this particular section is Doctor My Eyes. Okay. I stare into the fridge. I'm low on eggs and out of beer. I'll need to get Jamie to stop by. I close the door and walk back into the living room and over to the large windows. The park is completely empty today, and there are only a few people dotted here and there on the streets. Typical mid-morning on a Tuesday. I reach down and grab my coffee from the side table and look out at the world. Most of the trees stand naked, and the grass is in that horrible hue between green and brown. While the previous days have been rather sunny, today is overcast and looks to be threatening a cold spin. It's not unheard of to get some pretty wicked weather this time of, I'm guessing, year. The tail end of fall is almost always a crapshoot. I pick up swift movement out of the corner of my eye. I follow it over to see two squirrels are having it out on the front lawn, playfully rolling over the tops of one another. The scene makes me laugh, and as I do, I think of Charles. I'm looking to have a good day, so I push the memory out before it can fully form. I head over to the dry erase board on the opposite wall and scan over the tasks I've given myself for the week. I need to finish up the last bit of programming on the McKinsey job, order some groceries, pay the internet bill, and finish the article Fred asked me to look over for him. Fred is a friend of mine I met online a few years ago. We have never actually met in person, but he is my dearest companion. He recently decided to do a little freelance work on the side and wanted me to look over an article he was submitting to Up Close magazine. It was something about the rise of black women in the tech field. His deadline was only 2 days out, so I figured that was as good a place as any to start my day off. A quick read, and I could knock one thing off my list. Plus, if I was able to finish up the article and jot down a few points, Fred and I could share a dinner tonight and discuss them. Technology was incredible. Fred and I Skyped dinner hundreds of times. I'd repositioned the table so that it was directly in front of the wall-mounted flat screen, happy to finally have a use for the thing. I'm not much of a TV watcher and only occasionally stumble on a movie that keeps my attention for 2 hours. It seems to me these days, movies are either geared toward horror or those god-awful rom-coms. I have the stomach for neither. I make my way over to the desk and start up the computer. One of the great things about having an open floor plan loft is that I can easily move through the space. It also helps me feel safe. The fact that I can see every corner of it, other than the bathroom, comforts me. As I wait for my logon screen to load, I hear a scream from outside. Hearing the occasional shriek coming from the direction of the park is not uncommon, but it sounded like it came from a grown woman. I get up and walk over to the window. Across the far side of the park, a teenage girl has been caught up in an embrace by someone I assume is her beau. It's hard to tell if the situation is a dangerous one or not. I stare out at them intently, waiting for the scale to tip one way or the other. I see the girl spin around and wrap her arms around the boy. The tension releases from my posture. Just kids doing what kids do. I continue to stare out at them, smiling for a moment, remembering that at some point I had been that young and carefree. I was only 37, and the teenagers were at least 16, but the space between us seemed like an entire lifetime. I watch a little longer as they stroll through the park, playfully tagging each other and kissing. I decide to crack the window a bit, even though it's clearly cold out and not really the season for it. Apparently there is a joyous vibe in the air, and I want to be a part of it in some small way. I walk back over to my computer and log in. As my screen pops up, I'm greeted with the weather. It's the only bit of news I allow in. Looking over the forecast for the next few days, I could see that my prediction was right. The temperature has dropped dramatically, and they are saying that we could get our first snowfall by tonight. That meant I needed to get Jamie to bring the groceries today. I didn't think that we'd get enough snow to affect travel, but I was of the school of thought that it was better to be over-prepared than wind up screwed. Welcome to everybody new who is coming in. Throw your thumbs up, although it looks like we just got a new thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. Before I opened the email that Fred sent, I shot off a quick list of things for Jamie and asked if he could bring them by later. With that done, I opened up the message from Fred. Mia, I know that you're busy. A busy girl these days. So I really appreciate you taking the time out to look over this for me. Your feedback will be priceless. Let me know when you've done, and we can Skype dinner to talk it out. Once again, my deadline is Friday, and I look forward to hearing what you think. I hope you're having a killer day, beautiful. Fred. I leaned back in the chair, smiling so hard I can feel it straining the sides of my face. So Fred had been thinking what I've been thinking. The fact that he'd call me beautiful was not lost on me either. I would have to make sure to wear something better than the yoga pants, black tank, and sweater I had on right now when we did dinner later. As I sit back planning my evening wear, a notification box comes up. It's the response from Jamie. He's gotten my list and will be stopping by a little after lunch time to avoid the traffic. That's totally fine by me. The sooner he gets here with the beer, the better. I close the email down and start reading the doc that Fred had attached. As usual, his work is well written, concise, informative, and highly effective at keeping me engaged. The more that I find out about him, the more attractive he becomes. It was silly, really. We were across the country from each other and had never actually met in the real world, but I felt a connection and a spark with him. Of course, it was possible that this all had to do with the fact that other than Jamie, who delivered my groceries and wasn't one for small talk, along with the occasional Skype meetings with clients, I didn't really see anyone. But it had to be more than that. Fred knew everything about me. Well, almost everything. We could talk for hours about all sorts of stuff and finish each other's sentences. There was definitely something there. Did it really matter, though? I sighed and sat back lazily in the chair. Even if there was something there, what would become of it? I mean, what were the chances of Fred coming here? And there were zero chances I was going to be going there. But still, it was fun to think about. Fun to feel something that lit me up in the inside for a change. I skimmed through the article again and jotted down a few notes to discuss over dinner. There were very few flaws in the article, but I scribbled something about possible word changes just to make it appear as if I had been somewhat critical. I walked back across to the board and used the pen that was attached by a string on the side to draw a line through Fred's article. One thing down, so much more to do. For some reason, though, I wasn't finding the motivation today. I turned towards the window and was surprised to see that things had changed in the last hour. I walked over to it and looked out. The ground had a tiny dusting of snow, and more flakes were falling, drifting slowly down, joining it. Apparently, while I had been sitting at my computer, the so-called storm had started. If this soft-looking, fluffy stuff was all that we were in for, then the weatherman had been wrong again. This was definitely not enough to cause even a minor blip on the radar of the locals. I looked out on the changing scene and smiled. I hope this is all we got. The light coating made the park and the trees look surreal. It was very beautiful. As I was admiring the scenery, an older lady in a wool coat and brightly colored hat shuffled into the park from the upper north corner, being led by a dog wearing a red sweater. What an interesting pair. I envied them, imagining the feeling of the snow as it touched her cheeks and dampened the dog's fur. It must have been nice to be out there in this, experiencing the first snow in over a year. I watched as the old lady trudged along, trying to keep a hold on the leash that the dog was stretching to the max. Finally, the old lady made enough progress for the dog to reach its destination near the base of an old tree, and he went about sniffing the ground. He went around and around in a circle, worrying a spot with his little paw, and then sniffing the upturned area. After several times of him doing this, he stopped his work and looked back at the old lady, who didn't appear to be paying him any mind. She was standing with her face upturned into the falling fluff. I imagined that she was out there catching snowflakes. Perhaps the sight of snow had triggered some childhood memory, and she was taking an opportunity to enjoy this experience. I felt privileged to be witnessing it. I was being granted a chance to live vicariously through her. courtesy of some girlhood memory relived by a kindly grandmother. Hey, welcome. I do remember you. Make sure to throw your thumbs up. It looks like you did. I appreciate you. I really do. Seeing that the lady was paying him no mind, the dog went about its business and proceeded to lift his leg and yellow up a small area of snow. Once he'd finished, he did a few quick kicks of coating in the general direction of his potty spot and then began to move off in search of new smells. He didn't get far, though, and I saw as his leash went taut. The dog, who was a very determined soul, continued to struggle at its limits. Seeing that no progress was being made, he turned around to look at the old lady again. Her face was no longer pointed at the sky. It appeared that she was looking at the dog, but it was hard to tell from this distance. The dog, who was probably used to winning these tug-of-war sessions, turned back in the direction he had been going, and I heard a sharp yap as he once again realized he was going nowhere. He turned again to the old woman and walked back a ways towards her, possibly to spur her on. The old woman did not appear to be making any attempts to heed the dog's incessant invitation. Once again, the dog yapped and then turned again and attempted to get the old lady in motion. When he reached the end of the leash, he struggled longer than he had before. I was beginning to get worried for the little guy, hoping that he wouldn't hurt himself. Why was the old lady not moving along? She had been standing stock still like that for more than a minute. The dog turned around and walked back toward his handler again, and I thought that perhaps the old lady had won the one-sided battle. But then just as the dog was about to reach her, it abruptly stopped and then bolted in the other direction. I giggled. The stupid dog had yet to learn its lesson. I looked on as it struggled at the ends of its restrictions and made strangled yelping sounds. Why wouldn't he just give up? He clearly wasn't going anywhere. Well, actually, even though he was struggling in the opposite direction of the old lady, it appeared that the gap between them was getting smaller. I looked over at her and saw that she was using both hands to reel the dog in. Wow. What the hell was I watching? What was once a pleasant picture of an old lady and her furry companion had turned into a bending of wills between human and animal. As the dog moved almost to within reach of the lady, his yelps became sharper and more insistent, and they seemed loud even from this distance. I looked around the park and surrounding streets to see if anyone else was seeing this. The streets were bare. Unless someone was looking out from a window, I was the only audience to this spectacle. I stared on as the old lady continued to pull on the leash until the dog was at her feet. But instead of stopping, she pulled a little more until the dog was dangling slightly off the ground. Was I seeing this right? An old lady in a brightly colored hat, with a dog like a yo-yo on a string, spinning and yapping. I laughed at the absurdity of it. Then she grabbed the mutt by the collar and brought it up to her face. The dog was going wild now. I could see it bending and turning around in her grasp, and its crazy barking was getting even crazier and more shrill. I stood there, not sure what was coming next. Clearly the old woman and the dog had reached an impasse. I assumed now would be the chastising and then the makeup part of the show. As I saw her bring her face closer to the dog, I expected she'd give it a cute little peck on the snout. Instead, she opened her mouth wider than I thought possible for a human being. It was so wide that from this distance, all I could see was a gaping black hole in the middle of her face. I blinked once to make sure that my eyes were not playing tricks on me. I opened them just in time to see her edge the writhing dog up to the black hole that was now her mouth and then close it down over the dog's nose and most of its face. What the holy hell? Before I could process anything, I watched as the woman's jaws worked up and down in an exaggerated chewing motion before she paused and brought the dog back to her mouth, taking another bite of its head. The toast I had eaten a few hours ago did a flip in my stomach, and I turned away from the window in time to empty my belly into the base of the ficus tree I had been nurturing for the last 5 years. Even after I was down to only dry heaves, my body continued to spasm in its attempts to produce more. Once I was finally able to get control, I steadied myself by placing my hands on my knees and tried to catch my breath. When I felt a little more in control, I wiped my mouth with the back of my hand and rose up. I turned my attention to the window again, not sure if I was ready to see any other parts of the bizarre scene playing out in the park. But when my eyes found the spot where the old woman had mutilated the dog, it was empty. I pressed nearer. Of course, I'm having trouble turning the page. To the glass and frantically searched the entire visible area. There was nothing. Literally, there was no sign of the old lady, her dog, or anyone on the streets or in the park. I stepped over to the window I had cracked earlier and opened it farther, stretching my head out a ways and hoping to see something that I couldn't from the huge windows out front. Still nothing. The peacefulness and quiet snow fallings seemed to belie what I had just witnessed. I heard a car horn that sounded like it came from the major street a few blocks over, but nothing else. No sounds of tiny dogs squealing for their lives, and no sounds of monstrous old ladies chomping down on small canine bones. I shivered as the cold air ran down the open front of my sweater. I pulled my head back in and then slowly closed the window after giving one last scan of the area and perking my ears up to try and catch anything. I walked over to the couch that faced the view of the park and sat down heavily. What had just happened? Had I just seen what I thought I saw? Was I losing my mind? What was the next step? Did I need to call someone? And if so, who? The damn police? That wasn't going to happen. Minus the fact that I'd rather die than get them involved, I also knew just how crazy I'd sound explaining to them that I had seen a little old lady eating her pooch in the park. They'd probably laugh me off the phone, if not something worse. I'm going to stop it right there because I'm looking at our dough and it is beginning to rise. Also, I need to know if you guys are enjoying the story. If you guys are enjoying the story, let me know. Also, I'm going to have Erin drop the actual link to this whole book on Amazon. And if you guys want to pick it up, it is, again, only $2.99, and you might enjoy it. But we are going to go grab this dough. We're going to punch it down because we got to keep this process moving. If you guys are enjoying the story, I will continue to read it. I will. Thanks, JB. Thank you, Annaboo. I will continue to read the story, but I will throw this disclaimer up. I write macabre horror stories. Now, I do not write gratuitous, I shouldn't say that. I usually don't write gratuitous horror, but I will definitely say this. If you are somebody who is maybe potentially squeamish or you don't like horror, this would be a time to maybe go do something else. And then come back and see the bread. This is not going to get rated R, but it's probably going to get PG-13 in terms of horror. But if you are not somebody who is into that, this would be the time that you would want to go do something else. And I want to make sure that you are aware of that so that you don't, engage in something that you're not comfortable with. Now, that being said, I'm an adult. This is a channel for adults. It is not marked for children. Whether or not they're here or not, apparently I cannot control. But we are not going to use any curse words, but it is a book based in a thriller. It's a thriller type story. But if you guys are interested in me continuing, I certainly will. It looks like Erin dropped the link as well. Let me get my hands cleaned and then let's go get our dough so I can show it to you guys. And then let's punch it down and continue this bread baking process. Yay, yay, yay. Finish my shot. Alrighty. Get my hands washed, you guys, and then we are going to keep going. Let me get rid of some of this paper towel with our bread making process. We got our humidity going. Our little pot of water is boiling, boiling, boiling. And honestly, whether you guys want to see this, hear the story or not, I might keep reading it because honestly, I'm interested. This is one of my favorite stories I've ever written. And I think Aaron is having himself a time listening to it again.
I love the story.
Do you guys hear Aaron? He loves this story. So we might keep going. It seems like Anna Boo was enjoying it too. Yeah, definitely. I mean, as long as you you can. I mean, you are a little bit of a youngster. But, as long as you get approval, you should be fine with that. So, let's see what's going on with this dough, right? Look at it, you guys. Come on, you guys. Are we talking about this? JB, Annaboo, Harviano, Goten, everybody. Annabella Bolton, hey. I was hoping to be able to see you. I hope you're doing okay. Look at our bread, you guys. Do you guys see how far it came? Do you see how far we've come on this first rise? Look at it. Hopefully you guys are able to see that it is growing and it is showing. Now, one thing I'm going to do, because I want this bread dough to be sweet anyway, is I'm going to throw a little bit of sugar on the top. Nothing bad is going to happen. Trust me. And then we are going to punch her down. I'm going to punch her down and I'm going to fold her in and you guys are going to see. Oh, do you guys see how wet this is still? I love it. Aw, Annabella, I'm so sorry that you're having that experience. I'm really, really sorry for that. But you know what? I am thinking about you, and you are definitely something that I am thinking about. So, I mean, obviously, that's the best I can do from here, but you are definitely in my thoughts, and you are definitely in Aaron's thoughts as well. So, ooh, this is an active situation. So, punched her down. Give her a little bit more oil. And then we're going to put the top back on. And we are going to let her grow again. Now I'm kind of scraping the sides down because I want my sides to be smooth. I don't want her to get caught up. And I want my dough to all be together. So that is what we punched her back down to from where she was. We're going to put our top back on and we're going to let her rise for the second time. Going back over to my oven with this dough. And I'm going to go wash my hands. And then we are going to be back at it like we never left. Okay. Actually, let me wash my hands now. And then I actually need to run to the facilities. Perhaps while I'm doing that, Aaron will entertain you guys in the comments or in here, depending on where he feels most comfortable. Trying to get this dough out from underneath your girl's fingers. We do have the Encyclopedia of Herbs and Flavors, Daddy. Alright. Keep in mind that the camera is not mirrored, so people will not be able to actually read, but you could certainly show some cool pictures if you want to, or you could ask questions from in there. I just need a small amount of time, and that will be great. But I am going to be coming right back, you guys. Right back. And let me get the lights together. Let's turn this off. Boom, boom. What's up? Hey, Troy.
Hey.
Coming to the stage looking good and pretty.
Hello, y'all.
I love it. Go.
Welcome to our Saturday Night Live. I'm having a good time. I hope you all are as well. We're baking bread from scratch. It's pretty cool. It's a good skill to know how to do. I mean, bread is expensive. I mean, it's not the sort of expensive where you're like breaking the bank, but literally every time you go to buy bread or make buns or something like that, like it's just a couple of bucks. It's something you get taxed for, like a little bit here, a little bit there. Good thing to learn because it's just so easy. Everybody wants to make it really complex, like it's like science or whatever, and I guess it is, but really it's designed to be this real natural process where you're just taking a very basic ingredient, which is flour, and you're making food with it. I mean, it has almost everything you need in it. It's protein, it's carbohydrates, it's a little bit of fat. It's just supposed to be so easy. So this is cool. I'm excited watching Phil teach the process. I taught her somewhat. We kind of came this together. It's a process that you have to sort of like hone, make it your own. Everybody in the world making bread is doing it just a little bit differently. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just a good thing to know how to do to be able to feed your families. It's beautiful. So
Thank you, baby fan.
I hear Phil coming back. I'll hand over the show to her. But hello.
I always feel like it's funny because I don't ever say my name. And like some people, when they do videos, they say their name all the time. Mm-hmm. But I literally never say my name. And so it's always funny because I always wait till somebody who knows me comes in, and then they say my name. But I'm like, does it matter what the hell my name is, or does it just matter that I'm here? You guys, that bread that we just punched down is already back at growing. Let's flip something for you. You know what, Annaboo? And you know what, Annabella? Annabella, you've had a rough one. Let me see if I can flip something for her, babe.
Okay, what can we flip?
I'm going to flip a Hershey's Kiss.
Yes.
Using this spatula. Okay, Annabella. This is happening for you. I've got my spatula. I don't have a lot to flip today, Annabella, but I know you're having a rough one. So you know what we do here? You have supported us over and over and over again. And we are going to do what we can. So I am going to flip a green Hershey's Kiss for you. This is happening right now. Okay. Let's see if I can get it to land back on the spatula just like this. And if I do, anybody who's new in here, throw your thumbs up on the video. And subscribe, of course. Let's see, you guys. Here we go. Are you ready, Annabella? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh! I lost it. Let's try that one more time. I've got a couple of Hershey's Kisses, so I'm willing to give it a little bit of a shot. I've got 3 more Hershey's Kisses. We're going to see if we can land it back on the spatula, you guys. Here we go. So we got our little Hershey's Kiss. She's back on the spatula. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Ah! It almost did it. Hold on. We're so close, you guys, to this being so cool. 3, 2, 1. Oh! I got it to land back on it, Annabella. Baby girl, we flipped it.
Yes.
Yo! Woo, 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 woo. Come on, spatula flip. Come on, baby.
Nice.
We did it.
Good job.
That flip goes out to my girl, Annabella. That is what I'm talking about. Annabella comes into every live and asks for us to flip something. And as much as I can, I will try to flip it because do you know what you do? We support the people who support us. That is what we do. Thank you to whoever threw their thumbs up and welcome to all the new people. We are sitting here making bread. And if you've ever made bread before, you will know that we are in the wait and see part. But I do want to show you guys this. For those people who have been in here and you just saw me punch this bread down, look at how much it's risen. Just since we punched it down. Do you guys see? Just since that last time we punched it down, it's already doing what it's doing. It's already doing what it's doing. So we're going to put it back over there. And it might not seem like it, you guys, but we are making progress. That bread is going to rise for the second time. And when it rises for the second time, we're going to take it. We're going to put down some bench flour. We're going to make our 2 pieces, and we are going to braid this loaf. And then we're going to let her rise for a 3rd time, and then we're going to put her in the oven after we give it a nice little egg coat so she gets a good brown top, and we're going to bake her off. And then we're going to try her. And I don't know how the hell long this live is going to be, but we're going to be here the whole time. Now, whether or not you are, we appreciate you if you are, but if you can't make it, that is totally okay. This is one of those marathon lives for somebody who is hanging out and who just wants to hear us jibber jabber in the back. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we got a couple of requests to continue the story. Again, I am going to, we already ate dinner, great. I am going to disclaimer the story that I'm about to read and say that it is a story that is considered a thriller, okay? This is a story that is considered something that is macabre. If you are a person who is not necessarily okay with that sort of thing, if you're a person who thinks that stories are scary or something like that, this may not be a story for you. Now, that being said, it does not have any adult words or any sort of curse words or anything like that in it. And even if it does, I am going to omit those as I'm reading it right now. But it is a story that is macabre. So think PG-13, think PG-16, whatever you want to call it. Is that a thing, PG-16? I don't even know. But not necessarily rated R, right? It's not a rated R story, but it is definitely a story that is designed to be a little bit scary. So if you are uncomfortable with that or that is not your thing, now is the time to make your exit. Okay, for a little bit and then come back because we're still baking bread, right? And also, you guys keep in mind that I will do a short version, so like a 1 to 2 minute version of this whole process from start to finish. So if you can't, if you're not able to make it with us through the whole process, do not worry. I am not offended. I am glad that you are here at all. And you will be able to see that short. So you'll be able to see from the first, putting in of the yeast to when we actually cut this bread and throw a little bit of butter on it. I will make sure that I put that in a short for you guys as a treat for joining us at all. And for anybody who is new, throw your thumbs up. It looks like we've got great thumbs up in here right now. I am super excited about that. And I'm super excited about all of you guys being here. Before I continue reading, and again, if you didn't hear the disclaimer, rewind the tape, read the disclaimer. I'm not going to say it again. Where are we in terms of our subscriber count, baby pants? Let's double check it, then we double check it.
208.
208. I still think that's so freaking cool, you guys. It's going to be cool to make it to 210. If you have not subscribed, feel free to do so. But no matter what, 208 is good by me. Okay? So, going back to the book, Erin is going to drop the link again to the whole book. It has several short stories, including 2 short stories from 2 of my friends who are military, ex-military people, who I gave a platform to so that they were able to be published for the first time. So that was a really, really cool thing that I was able to do because I am always going to support the military. I'm always going to do that. And so this, it's a book that has some of my favorite, like I said, short stories in it. And it is available. It's like $3. So it's easy to purchase. It's not going to break your bank or nothing. But if you are interested in checking it out, do so. Erin, with your little biasness. Erin's like, it's a great book.
Yes.
Anyway, so we are continuing forward. For those of you who are just joining, again, I've read the disclaimer, but here is what we've got. So far, we have met our main character, who is Mia. She lives in a loft across the street from a park, and she has witnessed something very strange. There is a snowstorm kicking in. That is what we know so far, right? And she's just read an article from some dude named Fred that she's, trying to get into, and that is where we are. Let's see how she deals with the fact that she's just witnessed something crazy, right? Because how do you deal with that? How do you deal when you witness something insane, like what Mia just realized or witnessed? We don't know, but let's see how Mia takes care of it. I felt my body tighten up at the prospect of how much worse they could do, and I started to sweat. I could feel my heart thumping and racing in my chest and the familiar sensation of being unable to breathe. I got up quickly from the couch and walked over to the kitchen to get a glass of water. I wasn't thirsty, but I needed to move to distract myself. I was all too familiar with what was happening. It was the onset of a panic attack, and if I let it, it would turn into a full-fledged situation. They were rare these days, and I had never, ever had a really bad one in my home, my space. I needed to keep it together. I poured a glass of water and focused on trying to control my breathing. The thing about an anxiety attack is that it has nothing to do with your rational mind. You can't exactly think your way out of it. Instead, you have to ride the threatening wave like a surfer, paying attention to its timing and trying to listen to what it's asking for while at the same time trying to tame it. I put the glass down on the counter and walked over to the back corner of the loft where I keep my treadmill. When in doubt, give your heart something to race for, or at least it's what had worked for me in the past. I kicked my flip-flops off and turned it on to a fast walk, just underneath a jog. As I started to work my body and find the rhythm in the movement of my legs, I regained control of my mind. I focused on my breathing, and slowly my thoughts became less frantic. I kicked the treadmill to a moderate pace in order to cool myself down. As I adjusted to the slower speed, I noticed that I was once again able to make out each individual thought. In the height of an anxiety attack, they often jumbled together and became completely incomprehensible. Now that I had gotten my breathing back under control, my thoughts had matched their tempo. I hit the stop button and waited for the machine to wind down before hopping off and reaching for the glass of water I had set down on the table. I grabbed it and headed back toward the window, making sure to maintain my steady breathing. I looked out at the park. There was nothing out there but snow. It had picked up and begun to cover everything. I couldn't see any tracks. Had I imagined the whole thing? At the rate that it was snowing, it was possible that the tracks had been covered, but it was also possible that my mind had played a trick on me. Maybe I had been under too much stress with this latest project. Maybe all the time alone was catching up with me. Perhaps the lady and the dog just kissed, made up and walked away, and that had been what I saw. I mean, how reliable was my vision from this distance? It certainly was easier to think that I had mistaken the scene than it was to think that an old woman had opened her mouth like a Pez dispenser and bit the head off a dog. I stepped away from the window and sat down on the couch again. A wave of tiredness was beginning to wash over me. It wasn't uncommon after a panic attack. Perhaps that's all this was, my overtired mind acting out. I hadn't been sleeping the best lately. With the horrible anniversary dangling out there like some rotted tree fruit, my dreams had turned bitter, and more than a few times I'd awoken covered in sweat, startled and on the verge of tears. I could never really remember what I had been dreaming about, but only that it had been horrible. The anniversary was still 5 months away. 5 months to the 5-year spot. I guess I didn't really know what I'd expected to have happened in all this time. I hadn't really set any goals for where I'd be at this point. I had only focused on getting up every day and trying to live. I'd done that, right? Some version of it. The best one that I could. I put my legs up on the couch and reached for one of the too expensive pillows to place behind my head. I took the throw that I kept along the back and pulled it over me. I turned so that I was facing the window, and I watched as the sheets of snow fell and covered the earth. It proved to be hypnotic, and I didn't fight it as my eyes became heavy. Okay. That's where we are right now, you guys. Again, disclaimer, this is a scary story. This is PG-13, my friends, at the very least. But no curse words. We're in the next chapter. The next chapter is titled, I Had a Dream. And this is a dream sequence that we are going into. The day is beautiful. One of those perfect early spring days when you feel like there is hope for a break from the winter blahs. I'm at the sink, washing off the paintbrushes from the late morning fun. I'm lost for a second, spinning in that small space of bliss that comes when you know that you're living a blessed life. One filled with happiness and love and promises for the future. I'm distracted by a hug from behind. I turn to see my boy, Charles. He's so very handsome and too tall for his age, taking after his father and I. Midway between us in color, honey-toned skin, perfect and catching the light from the window just so. It makes it look like he might actually be the sunshine. And to me, he is. I turn around so that I can return the hug full on, happy that my little boy still wants to hug his mama, knowing there will be a time when it will not be so. I bring him close and feel his little bones underneath my grasp and wonder how someone who eats so much can be so bony, and I contemplate how to learn this trick. There's an exchange. Of course he can go outside. I insist. It's the kind of day that makes memories for children. I watch as he exits our home and makes his way across the backyard. I see the sun touch down on his brown face one time as he turns back to wave at me standing in the window. A loud crack breaks the scene like someone dropped something very precious, and now I'm in a dark room staring at an old TV screen. At first, there's nothing but grainy static. Then it slowly starts to clear. There's no sound, and the picture is black and white, but I know what I'm about to see. I try and turn away, but no matter which direction I choose, the screen is always there. I give up trying to avoid it, and resign myself for what is to come. I watch as the police car pulls up on a small group of boys. They're not doing anything particular, but they are there. As the cops get out of the car, I see one of the boys, my boy, react to a distraction in his pocket. I already know what it is. I already know who it is. As the boy reaches for it, I throw myself at the TV screen in an attempt to stop what I know I cannot. My outburst does nothing, and I watch as the boy lurches once, then twice, then 3 times before crumpling to the grass. For my benefit, the screen zeroes in on the boy, my boy, so that I'm able to see that the upper right portion of his head is gone and that his eyes are filled with surprise and fear. I scream then, The kind of scream that you think will shatter your insides and bring everything around you to ash. And I cannot stop. Cannot stop. Cannot stop. The next chapter is titled Deliver Us. I woke up tangled in the blanket and wet all over. My mouth is ridiculously dry. There is a buzzing, then silence, then buzzing, followed by silence again. I'm not sure where it's coming from, and I try to place it as the grogginess slides away. I sit up and shake my head, and the buzzing starts again. Oh, it's the damn door. I get up faster than I should and feel the room spin a bit around me before I steady myself and head for the intercom system. I press the button and wait for the picture to show up on the little monitor. It's Jamie holding 3 grocery bags. I buzz him in and then work on making myself seem somewhat presentable before heading to the door to let him in. I hear him knock just as I'm reaching for the handle. I pull it open and for a moment, I'm a bit taken aback. Jamie looks horrible. I know I look like crap, he says, apparently picking up on my reaction. Before I can say anything to cover up my rudeness, he walks in and heads over to the kitchen to place down the bags. I'm not sure what the hell is happening to me. I felt fine when I woke up this morning, but in the last couple of hours, I started to feel my eyes itch and my nose run. It's probably from doing all these deliveries in this weather. I didn't pack the groceries myself, only carried the bags, so I'm sure you won't get sick. I let him finish rambling and then turn to grab my wallet. I reach in and take out a larger amount than I normally tip him. Jamie takes night classes, trying to make his way through school. I can only imagine how much this job means to him. He probably can't afford to take a day off every time he gets sick. I turn back around to hand it to him and see that he is leaning against the counter with his eyes closed, looking exhausted. He is in really rough shape. His eyes are watering. His eyes are watering, and when they'd been open, I could tell that they were red and irritated. He also looks flushed, like he might have a fever, and the hair peeking out from beneath his cap seems wet with perspiration. Jamie, you don't look good. Maybe you should try and take the rest of the day off if you can, I say, walking back over to him. At first he doesn't move, and then he slowly opens his eyes and then looks around like he's confused about where he is. Okay, I'll be fine. It's just all the extra traffic I've had to contend with. That's why I was a little late. It seems that there were accidents all over the city. People act like they'd never driven in snow before. I walk toward him with the money. I drop it a little too quickly, hoping to avoid any direct contact. I immediately feel bad for the move and hope that Jamie hasn't noticed. He looks down at the stack of bills. Oh, wow. Thanks. You didn't need to tip that much. I know I'm late and all, he says, paying my fast drop no mind. Well, Jamie, I know how hard you work, and I wanted you to know that I appreciate you today, okay? That's awesome, and thanks again. You have no idea how much this is going to help me out. I'm glad I can help, Jamie. Now go home and get yourself some rest. I just might do that now. It feels like I might be getting a little bit worse. And the truth was, he looked it. In just a small amount of time he had been in my home, it appeared that his eyes had gotten redder and his face had become more splotched with crimson as well. Whatever he had, I didn't want it at all. I walked around him toward the door and grabbed the handle to hold it open as he made his way out. When he's in the hallway, he turns back around to look at me, smiling. Thanks again. You deserve it, Jamie. Now go home and get some rest. With that, he nodded and then turned and walked down the hall. As I closed the door, I heard him lapse into a coughing fit. I hope he got home soon. I walk back into the kitchen and stare at the bags that are resting on the counter. I wasn't at all interested in touching anything Jamie's hands had touched. I walked over to the sink and opened the cabinet beneath it and pulled out a canister of Clorox wipes and some gloves. Maybe I was being overcautious, but I had to be very careful about things like this. I rarely got sick because the introduction of germs into my space was minimal. In the instance that I did contract something, I had a doctor that was willing to make house calls, but I hated doctors and if it at all possible preferred to exist without the need of them. I put the gloves on and got about removing the items from the bag. Lucky for me, all the stuff was either boxed or wrapped in plastic. I wasn't sure what the rules were about wiping down boxes of food with bleach, but I was willing to take my chances. Whatever the possible consequences were, they couldn't be worse than dealing with what Jamie had. After I got everything wiped down and put away, I figured I might as well go all out and take a shower. Sometimes I had a tendency to let the span of time between them stretch out further than was probably right. It was a product of only smelling bad to myself. Who else was going to call me on it? Now I can see my bread over there getting it in. So I am going to take a quick pause here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this story. But of course we are actually making bread. So the story reading is just what we are doing in between the spaces where we are waiting as our bread is growing, right? So I hope you guys are enjoying the story. As always, I appreciate you guys being here. Welcome to anybody new who joined us at this process. Again, we are making bread and we are about to get into the point at which I braid my loaf and get it situated for its last and third rise before going in the oven. Make sure to throw your thumbs up if you haven't already, and of course make sure to subscribe if you have not already. We are rolling and we are strolling, you guys. So I am going to raise my camera back up so that you guys can see the board. I know we're kind of looking a little bit whoop, whoop right now because this next part is going to be involved. So we are going to do that, and then as our bread is rising for the third time, I will continue to read to those of you who are still interested in seeing or getting to the bottom of the story, right? Is that you throwing your thumbs up, baby pants?
I threw some.
You threw a couple hearts?
To somebody else.
Ah. I love it, love it, love it. So I'm coming up a little bit, you guys, so that you can see me a little bit better. Thank you, Anna Boo. That's my girl. Anna Boo Lash Me Beats, and this is a perfect story for her because Anna Boo does special effects makeup in addition to just other beautiful looks. She beats the hell out of a face. I think she said she beats it down in the streets. So we are probably right up her alley with this story. But I'm going to go grab my bread. We're going to get some bench flour down. I'm also going to go grab my sheet pan because for the third rise, you want your bread to rise on whatever the vessel is that you intend to cook it on. When you do this third rise, you do not want to be moving the bread around. What is up, Maglador Jones? Speak! Definitely throw your thumbs up on the video. I'm so glad to see you. Welcome. Let me go ahead and get my hands washed. Again, for the 1 millionth time. Yes, yes, and yes. And then I'm going to go get a sheet pan, which is where this is going to hang out when we get it going for the third time. Then I'm going to get a little bit of parchment down on it, and you guys are going to see this whole process, okay? Because we're not leaving anything out. Okay. How you doing there, baby pants? Good. Are you getting ready for some bread?
Oh, I'm ready.
Oh, I forgot that we have food in the oven, huh? So, coming on with a little bit of parchment paper here, as you guys will see. Gonna give her a little cut down here to the right size here. Kind of a stickler about that sort of thing. Let me get this back in here. So, yep, you guys, we are just cooking bread and reading stories and minding our business and trying to keep Will Smith's wife's name out of our mouths. It's my joke for the day. That's my corny joke for the day, I should say. So here we go. I'm just giving this a little bit of a cut so that it fits more firmly down inside of there. Gonna get rid of these. If I can. Bada bing, bada boom. Now another thing that I do, this is just a little trick hack, is that when I put parchment down, I always run a little bit of oil on it, and that's just because it keeps the parchment from moving around. Does that make sense? It's kind of like a shellac or whatever you want to call it, some sort of sticky business to keep it down. Because, like, watch. Now, that parchment's not going anywhere. Before, that parchment was going to disrespect us every time we tried to touch it. But now, she barely wants to move. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what you want to do because you don't want that moving around on you. So, we've got our little boop, boop parchment. See, she's not going anywhere. That's what you want your parchment to do. So we got that going. We're going to move this book aside because we want to make sure that I do not get flour on it. And this is that part of that show. Hey, baby pants, after I get this braided, I may need you to grab me another cerveza. So So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go grab our dough that has risen for the second time. And I'm also going to grab something to help me with my bench. And your bench is basically anything that you are rolling your dough out on. So right now, this cutting board is my bench. And I'm going to grab a bench scraper, bench cutter, because previously we didn't need to do this, but today we are actually going to split the dough. So I do need a bench scraper for that. So here is our dough, having grown for the second time. Do you guys see that? From the first time we put it back in, she grew again. Now before I pull her out, I'm going to go get a little bit of flour for my quote-unquote bench. And again, the bench is just the surface that we are working on. And this is where I'm going to make a mess. And this is probably where the apron is going to come into play. But we've gone ahead and done that. Now we're going to get our dough, as you guys can see. I'm grabbing her, pulling her in from the bottom. That's just my preference. And it's the right way probably to do it. Because I like my dough when it's done. I like my bread to have like layers. That's what makes bread good to me. So I'm going in, getting her out, putting her down on my bench. Okay? We're going to put this over here if we can. All right. So I like the way she looks. She's looking good. She's looking delicious. I'm going to cut her into 2 hemispheres. I don't know why I said hemisphere, but that's what's happening. So I'm going to go ahead. Got a little bit of flour here. Get a little bit of flour on my little cutter here. I'm just going straight down the center with it. Okay? As even as I can. So now we have 2 hemispheres of flour. Or of dough. Give me half a second. I'm going to grab another cutting board. Because I want to be able to do this with as much space as possible for you guys. Yes, JB, you're still with us. I love it. So I'm going to put a little bit of flour on the bottom of my other bench to make sure that that stays. So here's what we're going to do. So now we have this piece of flour. Why do I keep calling it flour? We have this piece of dough, right? Now watch me. Do you guys see what I'm doing? I'm just cutting my nose. As soon as I start doing something with my hands, my nose itches. But you guys see how I'm pulling it out? Like this? And then I keep slapping her down. Look at it. Are we seeing how it's growing? With what I'm doing here? I'm trying to keep it pretty even, but I'm just slapping her down. Slapping her down. Doing this with her. Now and then I'm going to start rolling it. Do you see what's happening here? Slapping it and rolling it. Slapping it and rolling it. And this doesn't need to be perfect. We're not going for anything particular. She feels so good. This dough is so good, you guys. Hey, Annabella, you're back. I'm just going kind of for an even size. So, like, I want it to be, like, whatever it is, whatever the width is, I want it to be about the same, right? So, here's what we're doing. We're just rolling it. Got a little too much bin flour over there, but we're just keeping it going, right? And that's what we got on this one. Nothing here, nothing too crazy. That's what we did with her, okay? Now, just so you guys can see how we started, that is what we began with, right? That was when we cut the bench, or that's when we cut our dough. And then this is the other piece, okay? So I'm going to move that over here. She'll be fine. We're going to put more flour down, and we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to put a little bit more flour on my hands, a little bit more flour on my dough, and we're just going to repeat the same movements. That's all we're going to do. Of course, I'm going to have to clean this space when we're done because we are making quite the scene here. So here we go. Just keep going. I'm just, as I pull her up and I slap her back down, I'm just kind of stretching her ever so lightly. But then this is, like I said, not rocket science. And I'm basically looking at the other piece directly in front of me and trying to match that. And this dough feels great, you guys. So that's what we're doing. When she gets to where I want her to be, just giving her a little bit of roll. I'm okay if she's not super smooth. That part does not bother me. Oh, this dough is perfect, you guys. This dough is abso-freaking-lutely perfect. This was everything that I ever wanted about this dough. It's super soft. It's super, perfect. It's good. It's good. So I'm going to go ahead and move that dough over. And then I'm going to switch out my board. Put this over here so that it can get cleaned later. Check on my water. We still got water over there. As you guys remember, we had water because we are trying to create a humid environment for our dough. We've got our sheet tray with our parchment paper. Hopefully it's not too big for this. And now we are going to move our pieces of dough over. So we've got our one piece of dough here. And then we've got our other piece of dough here, right? So now we've got two pieces of dough that look mostly the same, right? We could totally stop there, but that's not what we're gonna do. Now what we're gonna do is I'm going to take, hopefully you guys can see this, I know the comments are in the way, but we are going to take the two ends. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm pinching and I'm twisting. Oh, this is beautiful already. Okay? And then I'm going to take one part, flip it over that, flip it over that, flip it over that. And then I'm gonna take I'm gonna take my other end and I'm going to twist that as well. This dough is about that life, you guys. I want you to be clear about that. Wait till you guys see this. So all we did was pinch and twist. That's all we did. All we did was pinch and twist. I pinched, I twisted, I tucked. And this dough is so happy and so ready that this is about that life. Okay? So here's where we are right now. I'm cupping it a little bit. Doing what we're doing. That's what we've got. Now do you guys see that? That's our braided loaf right there. Now before this dries out, because what did we say? What did we say? Fluidity. Bread dough. Synonymous. We don't want this to dry out. So what I'm about to do right now, I'm about to give my hands a quick clean. And then I'm going to run some warm water. Get myself a clean flour sack towel, which is what we keep. You know, we bleach our flour sack towels. Sometimes they get a little spot on them here and there because we're cooking this kitchen. But they are indeed clean. They have been cleaned. And we are going to put a clean flour sack towel over the top of this so that it keeps itself moist and supple until it rises for the third time. And then we're going to put it in, we're going to put an egg wash on it, a sugary egg wash. And then we are going to place it in the oven. And then we're going to have ourselves some bread, you guys. That is what we are doing today. And I might refill my moisture pot, but I don't need to worry about that quite yet. But let me get my flour sack towel. We keep our towels back here. I'm going to find one that is a flour sack towel. Putting some warm water on it. And then I'm going to cover this with this warm towel. Okay, never mind if you see spots on the towel. It does not mean the towel is dirty. The towel is cleaned and bleached, but it is an old flour sack towel. Anybody who has a kitchen will tell you that. So we went ahead and we covered our dough. You don't want to cover it tightly. You want to cover it loosely because you want to allow for it to rise. Now I'm going to take it back over to the oven and we are going to clean up this area just a touch. Okay, so we got a scene and a situation going on in here, Daddy Pants.
I believe it.
Just getting some of this flour off of this cutting board. I'm glad that so many of you guys are still with us because you are going to get a very big payout for being with us because we are almost, I know it doesn't feel like it, but we are almost nearing the end of this bread making process because we have our loaf rising for the third time. And that, my friends, means that we are in business. Okay? The business of the third rise means that you are very, very close to seeing that finish line. I'm trying to get rid of some of the excess flour. I'll have to do a more major cleanup when we finish this live. But just trying, I've got flour everywhere. Trying to get some of this flour out of the way for the purpose of the rest of our video here. Okay. Maybe get low on my cerveza. Daddy's Pants. Yes, maybe. Cleaning out this cutting board as well. Just getting rid of some of the flour. Drying her down. Okay. Whoa! Dude, the whole thing. Do you guys see what just happened? Do you guys see what just happened? Oh my lord, daddies.
Ooh.
It's a scene.
And a situation.
No, literally.
Oh no.
I know, and it's like, how are we supposed to get this from here to there? And it was like a roll of whole roll of paper towels.
I know, what a terrible thing.
What an absolutely dastardly situation, because I've been using paper towels. Now I'm not quite sure what to do without that. It was dastardly. What is going to have you do? God only knows what, huh?
I don't know. My decoder's not working, so I'm not sure how to
Unfortunately, his decoder's not working, unfortunately. So, okay. That's my cerveza. Okay. So, let me put a little bit more water into our water pan. I might need more than that, but we're going to try to make it happen. Oh, you're giving me more ice?
Yep.
I love it. Here you go, daddies. I appreciate that. Okay. I am moving along here. I have been live for 155 minutes, which is well over an hour and a half, and I think we're going into the 2-hour mark. So your girl is starting to definitely get tired. But we are making major progress, you guys. We are making major progress. This bread is doing the damn thing. We're letting it rise for the 3rd time. We've already braided our loaf. Once she rises, and I've got my eye on her, we're going to bust out. We're going to do an egg sugar wash, egg sugar oil wash, I should say, over the top. And then we're going to bake her up. And we're going to try her. And it's going to be totally worth it. So, that is the life that we are out here living right now. And we're living it. We're living it. We're laughing. We're learning. We're loving. It's the whole thing. I love how when we finish these lives, babe, there's like a whole filth kitchen that has to be cleaned. And I was going to say, I was going to take a paper towel to the top of this lip straw, but I cannot because now the paper towels have been gone. Just so you guys know, I made this paper towel holder, and it falling in is not a testament to its inability to work. What about another shot, baby hands? Okay. So, for those of you, ooh, somebody's throwing up that hearts in the freaking heart parade. Come on now. If anybody new has joined, go ahead and throw your thumbs up and welcome into this melee, if you of us cooking this bread. And of course, it looks like a stack of nonsense behind me, simply because there's a stack of nonsense behind me because we've been cooking for 2.5 hours. Hey, Sugar Pants, can you lower this a little bit for me? Mm-hmm. I just find when I was sitting down, it was better when it was like partially lowered. More. Yeah, maybe a little bit more.
Good.
Yeah, and then tilt it ever so slightly, like boop. Okay, we're going with that. So, and that's why we're on a slalom. Thank you for the shot, baby hands. So, what we're doing now is continuing to read the story until we come to an end, and we are continuing to watch our bread. Now, here's what I'm going to do. It is 1:57:51, so that's how many minutes we are at. I am watching my bread as we speak. I am going to give that, I want to say 10-15 minutes of rise. So at 11:20 my time, we are going to bring it over here, and then we are going to put our wash on it. I'm going to raise the temperature of my oven because I like to cook my breads nice and high. So we are going to raise the temperature of my oven to about 375, 400 degrees because that's just how I like it. And then we are going to go from there. Totally understand. Annaboo, this is a long video, baby girl. Believe you me, I get it. I would be in and out. I would be taking a nap again if I could. But I am moving along here with this. It totally did go, and you saw it. It just disrespected us. It just was like, boop, 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 boop. Oh, you at a little house party, huh? That is what I'm talking about. I wish I was at a little house party. Make sure you get all in to subscribe, Annaboo. Be like, I know y'all at a party, but like straight up though, like what about this girl though and her bread making skills? Anywho, I am going to continue to read, if for only myself and for Aaron and for anybody else who wants to hear the rest of this interesting story that we are reading here. So, we are on to the next chapter, and the next chapter is called Hair of the Dog. I let the warm water flow down over my face and rehydrate my curls. They needed it, and so did I. I could feel myself becoming more and more relaxed and imagine that the water was cleaning off all of my worry. I stayed in longer than usual, not wanting to let the goodness I was feeling go to waste. When the water changes into something that's colder than comfortable, I reach for the knob and shut it off. Immediately, I'm bombarded with the sound of sirens. They're muffled because the walls of the bathroom are made of marble, but they're clear enough for me to make out. It sounds like ambulance sirens, and they must be pretty close. And it isn't just one. It sounds like there are a few. Some coming, and some moving away. A scream cuts the air. I can't be sure, but I think it came from somewhere inside the building. I realized that I'd been frozen in place, still dripping water, with my hand on the knob. I let it go and reached for my towel. When I open the bathroom door, the sound becomes deafening. Like the whole world is filled with the music of emergency. I slowly walk over to the windows, leaving little drops of water on the hardwood as I pass. The closer I get, the more I can see of the street. Fire trucks and ambulances are all over the place, whipping around either side of the park, heading off in all directions. The look of all that red on white seems obscene, in addition to the noise level, which is out of control from this close. I take a step back, like that's actually going to change the experience. It doesn't. I just stand there staring at the trucks as they whiz by below like some choreographed race. There are no people on the streets or in the park, only trucks, sirens, and gently falling snow. My Skype rings behind me and I almost scream. For a split second, I thought that the sirens had made their way into the house. I rush over to the monitor to see who it is. Fred. I look down at the small clock on the bottom of the screen. Holy hell, it was dinner time. I always forgot about the time difference between us. Dinner with Fred was always earlier on my end. I picked up the call. The screen fills with Fred, sitting casually at his table, wearing a navy blue V-neck sweater with a plate of some sort of pasta in front of him. Before he can even say anything, I jump right in. Fred, you're not going to believe the day I'm having, I said, slightly louder than my normal speaking voice to make it over the cacophony. It looks like it might have been one hell of a day indeed. To what do I owe the pleasure of seeing you in a towel? And is that the music? Is that music in the background? Is this finally going to be one of those video calls? Give me a minute to get ready myself. He flashes one of those smiles that makes me feel hot all over, and it's almost enough to make me forget the main point of what he'd said. I glanced down at myself and realized that yes, indeed, I'm still in the towel, and there is a tiny little puddle forming around my feet. Oh my God. I put my hands up to my mouth and a little too fast, and the towel that I had secured absentmindedly starts to slip down just enough so that I almost lose the boob. I look up to see Fred. His eyes light up as he pushes his plate away. I don't wait to see what's coming next. I take off out of the camera range and head for the dressing room. Once inside, I close the door like somehow he might follow me in. I lean my back up against it and wait to catch my breath. Could this date get any crazier? Or was it me? Was I going crazy? I get myself calmed down and then reach for the long black jersey dress that I generally wear when I'm lounging around. It's not the ensemble I'd originally planned to wear, but at this point, everything's out the window. I dry myself the rest of the way off, lotion up, and then slip the dress above my head. I turn around to face the full-length mirror. I actually look really good. Frazzled, but somehow casually sexy. The dress fits me well and hugs me where it should, and my curls have that bounce I love. After washing my hair, happy with the image reflected back at me, I open the door and head out into the rest of the loft. The sirens are still going, but it now sounds like most of them have left the area right around the park and are a few blocks off. Over the tops of them, I can hear Fred calling my name. I walk over to the monitor. Before I'm in range again, I take a deep breath. I reveal myself and catch Fred at the tail end of saying, Mia. He looks confused and concerned, but immediately recovers as I come into view. Jesus, Mia, you had me worried there for a second. You just took off, and all I could hear were those sirens going off in the background. I wasn't ready to make eye contact just yet, so I look off toward the right side of the screen. Sorry, Fred. It's been a crazy morning, and I forgot that I hadn't bothered to put anything on after my shower. The time got away from me, and I hadn't expected your call at that moment. I allow myself to trail off before I start to ramble. Well, I'm just glad you're okay. The whole thing was like a roller coaster ride. One minute I thought we were finally going to stop beating around the bush we've been beating around for what seems like forever, and then I thought something had happened to you. You'll have to give me a minute. You know, my poor old heart can't take this. His statement is punctuated with a deep cough. I look up at him and see that the smile on his face matches my own. So he felt what I was feeling. We laugh, partly at his attempt at a joke, and also because it eases the awkwardness of it all. Say something, Mia. I take a deep breath and choose my words. I'm not sure what to say, Fred. I feel something for you, but I'm not ready to make it one of those calls yet. But I'd like to work our way there. Fred smiles and everything is in there. All sorts of things that we had skirted around, desires that had been kept in check. So he wanted more too, right? Okay. Realizing that our attraction was mutual lit me up. I didn't realize how deep my feelings for Fred had grown. But where did we go from here? As I thought it, Fred said it out loud. So what do we do now? I looked up into the screen at his hazel eyes. I don't know, Fred. And it was true that I didn't know. But I had all kinds of ideas of what I wanted to happen. But as swiftly as the good feelings came, they were snatched away by the dose of my reality. How could I think that Fred could love me and want to be with me since he didn't truly understand what that meant? The life that I led would suffocate someone else. Just like their lives in the outside world would suffocate me. I couldn't really ask him to put that limitation on his world. I found out long ago how unlikely it was that anyone would understand me. They would start off trying, but at some point they would get tired and demand that I change. Like Charles's father. He'd given me what he thought was a reasonable amount of time, but when I did not come around, he turned cold and then finally left. That on the heels of losing Charles had almost broke me. Could I really put myself through that again? The smile on my face must have changed with the tone of the thoughts in my head, and Fred had picked up on it. Mia, it's not something we have to figure out all at once. I don't want to overwhelm you or push you away. He looked so earnest, and it broke my heart while filling it at the same time. Here was a man that I could possibly maybe be with. Someone who was just not my friend, but like family to me. Maybe it was possible to have something good. Fred, I'm not overwhelmed. There are just some things about me that I'm nervous wouldn't work if we were together. But I want to try. I just need to go slow. You're the only real friend I have, and I don't want to lose that. We locked eyes and held them for a moment. Both of us trying to absorb and communicate things that words could not cover. After a while, Fred looked away and then laughed, a small laugh, and it turned into a deep cough. Well, we've got time for all that later. Let's just focus on enjoying each other's company for the night and having some dinner. I don't know about you, but I'm starving and the pasta is getting cold and nobody likes cold pasta. I threw my own forced laugh in at that. I realized that I was rather hungry. With all the happenings, I hadn't bothered to eat since breakfast. And well, I had lost that in the ficus tree. I walked up to the monitor and pulled it away from the wall and turned the mount towards the kitchen. Oh, vertigo! Give me a little warning when you're going to take me for a spin, Fred said, and then laughed again, followed by another cough. Oh, I'm sorry, Fred. Sometimes I forget what that must be like on your end. I giggled myself as I get the screen into the right position and turned to walk into the kitchen. With everything that was going on today, I haven't really had a chance to make myself anything, and truth be told, I'm starving. So you're going to have to bear with me while I get something together. There was a pause, and I turned around to see that Fred had just put a forkful in his mouth and was chewing. Nothing particular about the moment was special, but as I looked at him, I knew that I loved him, or rather that I could, if given the chance. I quickly turned away as if it was something that he would be able to see on my face. As I did, I heard another cough from behind me. Are you coming down with something, Fred? Sounds like you've got a little cough going on there. Yeah, I might have picked something up while I was out today. It seemed like everyone around me was coughing or sneezing or something like that. But you know me. I won't let it get me down. I'll have it kicked in no time, he said before another cough overtook him. So tell me what the hell happened today. Whatever it was, it had you pretty wild up. In all these years I've known you, you're never out of sorts and always on time. I heard Fred say on the screen behind me. I paused a second and bought time while I scanned the contents of the fridge for something quick and easy. I needed to process what had happened so that I could relay it to Fred in a way that would not make him think I was any crazier than he already did. I reached in for lunch meat, bread, cheese, and some Bibb lettuce I had on hand from Jamie's last grocery run. I still had plenty of it, as sometimes I got cravings for things and only wound up eating a very small amount. I still had some cookies left over from last month. That's how crazy it was. There was definitely a luxury of living alone. I deposited all of my items down on the table and looked up at the screen again. Fred was ravenously digging into his pasta, apparently oblivious to my tactic to buy more time. I figured the best thing to do was to tell the truth. I looked down at my fridge finds and began putting together my sandwich. Well, there's been some really funky stuff going on around here. Earlier today, I saw a woman and her dog having a fight in the park. And then Jamie came by and he looked horrible. And then there have been all these emergency vehicles and sirens going off outside. Now that it was out, it didn't really sound all that bad. Albeit, that was probably due to the fact that I left off all the tiny little details and smoothed over some of the rough bits. I took a peek up at the screen and saw that Fred was taking a drink of his beer. When he finished, he looked at me through the screen and smiled. The smile of the polite. Sounds like a pretty eventful day. I could tell by the way he said it and how he went right back to digging into his food that I had not imparted any of the day's strangeness to him. He probably thought I was a typical woman, close to my period and making a mountain out of nothing, more than a river rock. Oh well, better for him to think that I am typical than think I am losing my mind. I threw some chips onto the plate where I placed the finished sandwich. I had to fight the urge to grab one of the neatly cut halves and begin eating it before I could get settled at one of the bar stools. Too much time alone made one miss their manners. If possible, I wanted Fred to think of me as a lady, not as some barbarian. So now that you've heard about my crazy day, tell me about yours, I said before taking a bite of my cold-cut masterpiece. Fred took another swig of his beer and cleared his throat before licking his lips. The gesture of his tongue darting out and moistening their thickness was not lost on me. I mean, how long had it been? Focus, focus, focus. I spent most of the day completing a few applications for a couple of freelance sites and then popped out to grab some groceries and check out this new coffee shop around the corner. I know what you mean about an overabundance of emergency vehicles, though. I had to have seen at least 10 in my short square trip. Maybe it's something in the air? A couple of people at the grocery store and one guy at the cafe looked pretty sick too, but like I said, there was a lot of coughing and whatnot happening out there. You know how it gets when seasons change. I'd been listening to the first part of what Fred was saying, but when he got to the part about the sirens and sick people, the bread from the last bite I'd taken lodged in my throat. I reached for my beer and took a long pull of it. I was getting warning bells going off somewhere in the back of my mind. But before it got out of control, I reminded myself that what Fred said was true. A lot of people got sick this time of year. And we both lived in cities, so hearing and seeing emergency vehicles was just part of the landscape. I took another quick drink and went back to finish off my sandwich. So did you get a chance to look over my article, lady? With all the other stuff, I'd almost forgotten what this meeting was actually about. I threw a chip in my mouth and then headed over to my desk to retrieve the pad with the few notes I had jotted from the morning. Yes, sir, I most certainly... I heard something like a loud thump or crash back in the way of the screen. I turned around to see Fred mid-bite with a scowl on his face. What was that, Fred? Are you getting rowdy over there? I laughed half-heartedly because it didn't look like Fred was in on the joke. He didn't join me in the laugh and just sat there with his mouth half opened and his head tilted to the side. I waited with him for what I wasn't certain. Then it happened again. A loud thump somewhere back behind Fred. I assumed that whatever it was, it had to be pretty damn hard as I could clearly hear it through the speaker system. Fred finished his bite, then got up from the chair and headed toward his apartment door. As he approached it, there was another of those loud thumps and a sound like scratching on his door. He looked back at me as if to make sure that I had heard it too. I just stood there frozen in the safety of my own loft, watching the screen like it was an episode of Tales from the Crypt. After a pause, Fred moved closer to the door. We're going to take a pause really quick, you guys, because it is time to do the next phase of our bread. Hopefully you guys are still with us. Whether you are or you're not, we are still rolling along here on this bread joyride. We are at 174 minutes. My battery is starting to disrespect me. We are going to have to start to think about that, Aaron. And we are going to just keep moving along, you guys. I'm going to go grab this bread, but before I do that, I am going to get my wash for the top of my loaf together. So bear with me as I pull together an egg and some water, some oil, and some sugar, which is going on top of our loaf. Okay, let's do this. And we're off. We're off. What was I going to say? We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Because. Okay, and we don't have any paper towels because your wife dropped them all into the sink, which is a fun and wonderful thing to do. All right, so we've got hands that are clean. Oh, also we've got to pull the food because I'm about to drop this at a higher temp. So I'm going to have to pull that food out.
I'm sure it's heated by now.
I am sure it is beyond heated at this point. Okay, I need to crack an egg. That's what I need to do. Woo! World's longest freaking live. World's longest freaking live. Woo! Longest freaking live. World's longest freaking live. Freaking live, freaking live. World's longest freaking live. World's longest freaking live. I don't think I've ever done a live this long. We have had to get backup power supply, ladies and gentlemen, for this world's longest freakish live that is going on here. I am pulling together the components for one of the final steps of this stage. I'm going to try to grab this out without burning your girl's hands. Bada bang! Okay. Woo! How you feeling, baby?
Feeling good.
Good. Look at this.
I know, it's lovely.
The bread is doing the damn thing.
What a
Do you want to
great
crack me an egg?
Yeah, sure.
World's longest freaking live. I think it's just you and me, baby. I think it's just you and me. World's longest freaking live. So I'm going to push this over to the side. Aaron's going to crack an egg for us. I just need the yolk.
Okay.
I don't need the albumin, which is the yellow part, if you will. I just need the yolk.
And this is for me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
World's longest freaking live. World's longest freaking live. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we've been live as long as we have, baby.
I know, it's crazy.
It's
Like 3 hours.
World's longest freaking live. World's longest freaking live. Thank you for cracking my egg.
No problem.
We're gonna get that going good. I also, if you wash your hands after your egg, I can probably grab one. I think I only grabbed myself one glove, but I think I actually need two gloves.
Okay.
So that is a real thing. World's longest freaking live. Seriously, I wish we had like little music bursts that we made ourselves.
I know, we'll have to work that out.
World's longest freaking live. I don't know what time we started, but this is world's longest freaking live. Are we doing the record somewhere? World's longest freaking live. Freaking live. Freaking live. World's longest freaking live. I love it.
What a great looking loaf. That's definitely at least doubled in size.
Oh yeah, it's doing its thing.
That's wonderful.
We ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you are.
I appreciate you while you're over there. Maybe dump me a little bit of the pasta that we put together inside of a bizzle. We have got a scene going on behind me right now, you guys, because we are really cooking, and really cooking requires so many freaking vessels and cups and bowls and nonsense that's not even funny. I'm not even sure who's with us anymore. I really am not. But you know who is with us? Us.
Yes.
Us. Hot Atlanta, we born and raised up. Take your shirt off. Whip around your head, feeling like a helicopter. Woo! Petey Pablo.
Nice.
Come on, Petey Pablo.
All right.
We're doing it. It's a big deal, Aaron.
I know.
I appreciate you. Yeah. Maybe not over the damn bread, baby. Okay, you guys. For those of you who've been rocking it with us from the beginning, Valerie Moonlight, hey, welcome. Happy Saturday. Hello and welcome. We are just about to take this thing to the next level. We are making the bread of breads, my friend. We have a twisted loaf here. Valerie, if you are new here, throw your thumbs up and also make sure to subscribe. We are on our way to our goal and we would love to have you here. So, our bread has now risen to where we need it to go. But before we get her unleashed for you guys, I am going to do our top. So we've got an egg yolk, which is imperative. If you're not quite sure how to thumbs up, Valerie, if you tap those triple dots on the side, you will get a thumbs up option. This is a little bit of olive oil. So right now we just have an olive oil and an egg yolk. And now we're about to add some sugar. Fair amount of sugar, not too much, but a couple tablespoons. Probably not even a couple tablespoons, probably a tablespoon and a half. What? Thank you for throwing your thumbs up, Valerie. And then I'm going to throw in a little bit of water, because this is going to be imperative. If you can take the pepper with you when you go, because I only have so much room over here. So I'm throwing a little bit of water. Also, you want to take the sugar, and I'll keep the salt, but it would be cool if you take the sugar with you. Okay. So now we have our egg yolk, our water, our sugar, and our oil. And you see me just kind of... Nobody knows why I'm making that noise. Probably because I've been on this live for almost 200 minutes, you guys. Record live. So I'm just kind of mixing that together. Hopefully you guys can see that. I know my light's going to probably disrespect us. But I'm just mixing this together. And making a version, because there's many versions, of an egg wash. Okay? And that is imperative for what we're about to do next. Now, I hope that those of you who've been riding and dying with us from the beginning are still here, because this is the part that we've all been waiting for. I'm about to unleash. Look at this loaf. Look at this loaf with your girl. Look at this loaf. Do you guys see how it has even increased in size since we braided it? Do you see this, babe? Here, come see it in real life. This is a friendly loaf.
Whoa. Oh, wow. Once we put that in, that's going to like...
That's what I'm saying. Do you guys see this braided loaf that we've got here? It's going to be delightful. Baby pants. Actually, I've got to come get another glove, and then I'm going to turn my oven up. It's right at 350 right now, but I want it to be at about 4 because I like a nice crust on my loaf. And then I'm going to get myself another glove. And we are about to get fancy. So, our loaf is looking really, really beautiful. We are having ourselves a time. Hello and welcome to everybody who just joined us. Make sure to go ahead and throw your thumbs up on the video. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. We are making bread and we are doing it real time. So we have just entered the part that is way cool. So we've got our little egg wash and we've got our perfectly risen. Look at that, braided loaf. And I see people brush it on. I don't have a brush and I don't trust those brushes. So what I'm gonna do is just literally stick my hand into this egg wash that we've got. And then I'm gonna start to just slowly kind of massage it on my dough. That's all. You don't need any fancy vessels here. Just trying to massage it. And I'm gonna try to get it everywhere that I can, because wherever we get this, that's where it's gonna brown and create this beautiful shellac for us. And that's what we're working for, you guys. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh yeah. This dough feels so good. This bread is going to be so freaking delicious. I already know it. It's going to be delicious. It's going to look delicious. It's going to smell delicious. Delicious. So right now, I'm just making sure that every part of this dough gets some of this egg wash on it, because I really want that egg wash to help me influence my color on the tail end. So here we go, you guys. Here we go, here we go, here we go, yo. Now what's the scenario? Here we go, yo. So I'm getting all around. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna put my egg wash back there. And I am going to get rid of my glizzos. And guess what? I'm waiting for the beep on my oven that's preheating, and then we are going to take this in. So that's what it looks like now that the egg wash is on. Do you understand? This is a beautiful loaf, you guys. This is going to be delicious and it's going to be delightful. Let me go ahead and take some butter out because I want my butter to soften, y'all. I'm going to get some butter out, baby. Because I know you like soft butter too, Aaron. AKA A-Train, love of my life. Yeah, we are going to get some butter out over here, you guys. Sorry you can't see me, but it's happening. And we are waiting for my oven to preheat. While we are waiting for my oven to preheat, oh, do you hear that? She just, as soon as I said preheat, she got about that life. So we're going into a 400-degree oven with this bread. Now I can see my oven from here and my light is on. So I'm going to be monitoring her for her rise. And we got her in there, you guys. Bada bing, bada boom. This is such a wonderful part of this bread making experience because we've been doing this for hours, you guys, literally. And for those of you guys who are still riding with us, thank you so much. I have not eaten dinner yet. It's 11:33 here. So Erin reheated up some of that wonderful pasta that we had from one of our last lives. Let me change the cock of this phone. I feel like the phone is strangely cocked. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Yes, Valerie, it is going to be delicious. I cannot wait either. This bread has been a labor of love, okay? It has been a labor of love. We've been reading and making bread. But we are literally in the home stretch, you guys. And yes, I get that there looks like there's stuff back there, and that is probably because there is. Because baking bread, as well as any type of cleaning or cooking, requires all sorts of dishes. Lucky for us, we have a dishwasher, but the sink is back here, and those dishes have to go somewhere. Now I'm adding a little Morton light salt because I always undersalt my food while it's cooking so that I can salt it to taste when I'm getting ready to eat it. And I'm going to show you guys. It's a little tiny bowl. But this is the turkey meatball pasta with spinach. That's a little piece of spinach that we had from last night. Babe, did you put any Parmesan on here?
I didn't.
I'm going to throw some Parmesan on, you guys. It's important to me. So I'm coming in with a little bit of rain. Whoa, she's on the floor of Parmesan. Because I like it. Because I like it. Because I like it. Now I am so hungry because we've been in here making bread, but not eating it yet. But I am super excited. The bread is in the oven. The butter is softening as we speak. This is going to be that day. So to everybody new who is in here, who is still with us, Harviano's with us, Valerie's with us. We know that. I can see a couple of people in the room right now. If you're comfortable with it, tell me if you're still with us. Because we're just rolling along here, you guys. We're just rolling along. So I'm about to try to get this meatball in half. And then your girl is going to take a bite because I'm friggin' starving of this meatball deliciousness. That's what we got going on here. Well, welcome and hello and thank you to everybody who is here. I'm sure we lost some people around. Maida is back. I love that name. Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. I love that we have so many repeat people. Make sure to throw your thumbs up when you come in. That is obviously, as you know, very, very helpful. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe. But I'm pretty sure everybody who's in here right now is already subscribed. But if you're not, do subscribe. Maida, thank you for that thumbs up. I am just sitting down to eat a couple of bites. We have a beautiful bread loaf. Beautiful bread loaf that is in the oven right now. And we have some butter that is softening up. And that is what we are about. But your girl is going to take a couple bites while I wait. This is the pasta that we made live a few days ago. Budget pasta. Erin and I are still eating it. So delicious. So delightful. Loving the meatballs. It was $10 to make this big old batch that Aaron and I are still eating. And a salad. So we did a great job. What are you going to say, babe?
Nothing. Yeah, I really love that pasta. This is perfect.
It was?
Yeah.
It was very good. I like the spinach in it.
Yeah, I do too.
The spinach is like definitely like one of those things where you're like, when you get the spinach on a bite, because I didn't use a ton of spinach. Hopefully you guys can see that. But once you get the spinach on the bite, it's the green speck there.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, totally.
It's a game changer to the pasta.
Finish that, let me know. Serve it up for you.
Hmm?
If you want more after you finish that, let me know. I'll serve it up for you.
Thanks, babe. Hello and welcome to everybody new who is joining us at this wonderfully late hour. We are making bread. We just put it in the oven. We're softening up some butter. But while we're waiting, I'm also eating dinner. But welcome to you if you are brand new, and happy Saturday to you. About to be Sunday, because we've been at this for a while. But we appreciate you being here. Hey, let me know if it's already Sunday where you are. Because I know if you're on the East Coast or if you're in Europe or somewhere else, it may already be Sunday. But here for us, it has not hit Sunday yet, but we are moments away. We are less than 30 minutes away from it being Sunday. So let me know if it's Sunday already where you guys are. Going in on another bite. You see in the spinach and the meatballs. Good stuff. You guys, I'm looking at that oven. The bread. The bread is doing it. It is doing it. I can't believe that we are going to do this process start to finish, babe.
I know.
It's such an undertaking, you guys.
Continuous live.
It's like a continuous live for 191 minutes.
I know.
Insanity.
I feel like we're learning how to do long ass live.
I know. I feel like it's just you and me, babe.
209.
I feel like it's just... Oh, 209?
Yeah, we got a new one.
What? You guys, if we are one subscriber away from hitting 210, that would be so freaking cool. If you are new here and you love pop-up lives, specifically these cooking lives where we do tutorials and we hang out, we would love to see you. To the person who helped us hit 209, thank you so much. You guys, this is the part of the live that's good to join because we are almost cresting to the end. And if you saw that bread before we put it in the oven, you already know it's going to be what's up. You already know. So good. Thank you, Valerie. I love that, Valerie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, so much, so much. What time is it where you are, Valerie? Is it still Saturday or have you crested into Sunday already? Just interested because, like I said, I'm about 20 minutes here from cresting into Sunday. But right now, it's still Saturday night. Which is kind of nice. Anywho. Just eating and waiting for the bread. That's what we're doing. This is so freaking good, babe.
I know. You get enough? You're still working on it.
No, I think I'm good because, like, when that bread comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I'm having a big old piece of bread with a ton of butter on it. I'm doing it for sure. But this pasta is really freaking good. Thank you for your help in putting it together.
You are welcome.
Sorry, guys. I could hear the fresh herbs as they hit the back of my stomach. I don't know how many words your girl has said in this live, but I feel like, I mean, I've basically been talking nonstop for 194 minutes.
One could say that you're performing a filibuster.
I might be. I might be. Some sort of bread baking marathon is happening. Okay, guys. Delicious. If you want to know what the recipe behind that was, go check out the live from the other day. Okay. Babe.
Yes.
That was delicious. So that we have less stuff going on at the end of the live, I was gonna move the live, like move the camera and my seat the other way. And then if you want to empty the dishwasher, you could, or like put the stuff in there.
Sure. Yeah, if you want to do all that, that's cool.
I can just I'll flip the camera the other direction so it will be facing me. And then we can do that. Oh my god, the bread smells so good already, dude.
Yeah, that smells amazing.
You're smelling it too?
Yes, I do.
I love where this is going. I'm super excited. Holy dude! Look at this loaf.
Whoa!
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, it's starting. Oh wow.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm so excited. So you ready? Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I stepped away for a half a second, you guys. Coming back. Gotta move this way. Here we go. Slightly less interesting backdrop, but it is still just me. Let's see if I can do that. I'm still here.
Is that where you're going?
Yeah, is that better? Because that's kind of out of your way.
Yeah, I can work with that.
Okay. Let me wash my hands real quick. I'm going to stop reading Viral Snow because if somebody wants to finish reading it, maybe you guys will check it out in book form because it is available on Amazon. And I do believe that Aaron threw the link up so many times.
Yeah, one more time.
It's not even funny. And you could buy, I think, Viral Snow as a standalone story, or you can buy it as part of the book Desperate Dreamers, which is available and up right now. Okay. Let me come back in. Let me come back in. You guys are up in my face. I love it. I love it. Let's see if we can't. Hey, Baby Pants, when you come in, maybe you can lower the this light.
This one?
Yeah. This is touch. Okay.
Good.
And then I'm gonna kick this back. Maybe. There we go. Maybe. Or no, bring it closer to my personage. Okay, there we go. It does have a lot of shadow. Lord Jesus, I can't look directly at that. That's good. We're going with that. So you guys are in my face now. We're in each other's face for this night. So as my hands get dry, you guys are going to see that. Now, again, keep in mind that we have made this bread from start to finish. Hey, Baby Pants.
Are you done with the egg wash?
I am. Can you, let me see if I can lower this. I'm going to see if I can do it without having to engage you because I know you're... Aaron is helping to clean up. There we go. Is that a little bit better? I like this. Now we're kind of like more, available to each other. So wearing my apron still. Our bread is in the oven and I cannot wait for you guys to see this loaf because that yeast that we used, overactive. It was some overactive yeast. We'll say that because that bread is in there looking like it's about to take over the world. All right. Now, while we are sitting and chilling, we are just literally waiting for that bread to get done. We have, like I said, some butter that we have softened, and this is going to be a good time. I think this is going to be a really, really great time. Babe, can you raise this just a touch for me? This is like the magic of content creation is like you don't really know what you're doing until you're doing it. There we go. That's a little bit better. Maybe a little higher? I know, I felt like you guys were in my lap. Okay, there we go. Let's go with that. That feels high. Let's go with that. And there's a lot of shadow in here too. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's midnight. Pretty much here. So you're gonna get what you get. But we are going to make it work. And I just basically moved location for half a second because where I was sitting was directly in front of the dishwasher, and Erin is in the process of emptying said dishwasher, or putting the things, all of the dishes that we've created into the dishwasher. I know that is more information than anybody ever wanted to have, but that is why we moved, so that we could provide Erin with just a little bit more room to do what Erin needed to do. Now, I know I told you guys about this book. It's the Encyclopedia of Herbs, Spices, and Flavorings. It's one of my favorite books. I gift this to people all the time because it's just such a beautiful book. I know that it's not mirrored, so it's gonna look backwards to you guys. But let me just show you some of the vividity of the pictures in here. Oh, I love this. Okay. I opened it up, and rightfully so, to the pepper part. Now again, if you read it, it's gonna be backwards simply because our camera is not mirrored. But look at that, you guys. I love the pictures in here. It's the different types of pepper. Like they're talking about peppercorns. What is sancho? Sancho, sometimes called Japanese pepper. This spice is not a true pepper. It is a table spice, usually sprinkled on cooked foods, and it is only available ground. Another use for sancho is sashimi, or Japanese 7-spice mixture, which combines sancho, seaweed, chili, orange peel, poppy seed, and white and black sesame seeds. This is often sprinkled over noodles or into soups. Who knew that? Did we just learn something, you guys, about sancho? What about fagara? So we're talking about types of pepper, and there's a type of pepper called fagara. It's unrelated to pepper. Fagara is the dried berry of a Chinese variety of small prickly ash tree. Ew. Now, I've messed with prickly ash, you guys. If you ever have like a toothache, prickly ash is it's like a little piece of bark, and it has almost a citrus flavor to it. And you put it up against, you wet it, and then you put it up against wherever your tooth aches, and it tends to make the tooth pain go away. At least it did for me. Again, I'm not a doctor, but that is how it worked for me. Also known as Szechuan pepper. Oh, I did not know. Fagara is the same as Szechuan pepper. So, and it's it's a variety of small prickly ash.
Okay, I didn't even realize.
Did you know that Szechuan pepper and prickly ash had to do with each other?
I thought Szechuan pepper was another form of pepper, but it's not.
No.
That's why it tastes different.
It's not a pepper.
It's something totally different.
It's totally different.
Huh. You
guys, we are learning something. These berries have a spicy, woody aroma with a tingly taste. Fagara is essential in Chinese 5-spice powder, along with star anise, cloves, fennel, and cassia. Before use, the berries should be dry roasted in a cast iron skillet until smoking and ground. Now I understand why my Szechuan peppercorns didn't work out the way I wanted them to, because I didn't know I was supposed to hit them in a skillet first. Did you?
I had no idea.
I did not know. We just learned so much, you guys, just right here. So what is this? How to store. Okay, so dried black and white peppercorns should be kept in a cool, dark place in an airtight container. Ground should also be stored in an airtight container away from light, although the keeping time of ground spices is generally shorter than that of whole. I did not know that. Fresh can be kept in an airtight container in the refrigerator. Processed in cans and jars will keep indefinitely. Okay. You guys, we just learned something freaking crazy. Let me know if you guys knew that. Let me know if anybody else is in here or not right now. Because I feel like it's just you and me, baby. Which is totally fine because we knew this is how it's going to be when we entered into this very, very long live. But we are reaching the end, you guys. Our bread is in the oven. It is do you smell that?
Oh, yeah.
It's smelling delicious. And we are having the time of our lives right now. if you're into bread baking. Let me go see what else is going on here in this oven. I feel like this camera is up on your girl's face, by the way. Let me check the bread. Checking the bread, checking the bread. Oh, Lord. Do you see this nonsense?
Oh, okay, so the color is starting to develop.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Nice.
Do you see it? It's starting to
Yeah.
pull away. Oh,
Maybe
you
we should
guys.
rotate it. What do you think?
Maybe. I was actually thinking about doing something with it. Let me pull it out for the peeps, and then we're gonna rotate it. Okay? I want the peeps to see. For anybody who has been in this live the whole time, I think my camera's gonna disrespect us. That is what our braided loaf is looking like so far. I'm rotating her and I'm putting her back in. Oh, that is gonna be so freaking good. I almost wish I had some cheese dip or something. Okay, so we're going back in. We've got our bread or our butter that is softening. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is what I am talking about. Here you go, I'm gonna give this to you. And then we can probably take the towels from there too.
Okay.
And go from there, but that's cool because now we've got less stuff to do when the time draws now. You guys were in my mouth. Oh, Valerie Moonlight is still with us. Woo, 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 woo. Thank you so much for being here. I know, right? I know. That bread looks incredible. That bread looks incredible. Okay. And I am so glad that I had a nap because we are at the 205-minute mark. I can't believe how long we've been on this live, you guys. I cannot believe how long we're on this live. But this bread situation, and I'm going to call it a situation because that's what it's been, is about to come to a close. I think I'm going to leave that bread in there for about, maybe at midnight. It's going to be a midnight loaf. We're going to pull that bread at midnight, and it's going to be perfect. Erin has just filled our dishwasher, and now that that's done, I'm going to spin us back around so we can have our regular Vantage and not this, like, what is this? This is like an interrogation room Vantage. I might need your help, though, sweets.
Okay.
Can you move my stool for me?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Moving up the stool, baby. Moving up the stool, baby. Give me another shot, daddies! Shots, shots, shots. What are we talking about? Shots.
You still have your last one.
I saw my last one?
Yeah.
Really?
You did.
I thought certainly I had taken all my shots. But then I find out now. Okay, well I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep.
That just means I'm party fouling.
I'll top it off. Let's do one together.
Oh! Putting the flour in? Okay, I should have given you this before we... Oh, thank you.
There's a little bit. It's fine.
That's fine. You know what I was trying to do? I was just trying to make it so that when we finally finish this live,
Right.
we weren't like 75,000 years. Oh, can you help me spin these around?
Yep, sure.
Oh.
All right. So I think.
Woo! They're just staring at the window. For everybody who just came in, they were like, what's happening? What's happened to us?
Jackie Live.
That's fine, I guess. And then that's got to come way this way. It comes in towards the camera. And then, yep. And then this would come this way just a touch, I think. There we go. Woo!
We're back.
And we're back. Can you click-clack my camera a little bit? It's just like slightly crooked. So like lean it down towards the kitchen or to the living room. That's a little much. No, more. Oh. We're going with it. Maybe a little bit closer to me as well. You guys are getting like the whole crazy of what happens when you've been alive. We've been alive for 207 minutes. It's a very long time to be alive. No, but we have been live for 207 minutes. And that is crazy. But our bread is this close to being done, you guys. We're going to take it out. We're going to wait for it to cool a little bit. You guys are going to see the deliciousness that we have arrived at. And for those of you who have been with us from the beginning, I cannot believe that you have been with us from the beginning. You are so appreciated. For those of you guys who waited for this exact moment and have jumped back in to see the completion and the culmination of this delicious bread, we cannot say enough and how much we appreciate you. Also, happy Saturday to everybody again. Are you coming in and take this shot, baby pants?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Lord Jesus. It has been a long one, you guys. Cheers, baby pants.
Cheers.
Woo! Saturday night bread baking, you guys. I have never done a live this long. This is my longest live ever. It may be the longest live I ever do, if you want me to be honest. So if you were here during this, You are commemorating this moment
You're
with...
basically pulling a shift.
I basically am. I don't even know what 209 minutes is. Do the math on that. Well, I know 160 is 2 hours.
120 is 2 hours.
120, sorry.
180.
That's my math.
It's 3 hours.
Seriously, 180 is 3 hours?
Right.
So we're past 3 hours?
We're past 3 hours. That's a shift.
You guys, I've been at this for over 3 hours. A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, Minnow would be lost. We're not going to be lost. We're just going to be eating bread. And it's going to be freaking delicious. What's going on with the subscriber count? Are we still at 209?
209.
If we can get to 210, that's going to make it totally worth it. Although it's totally worth it right now because we are about to eat some very, very delicious bread. We are 3 minutes away from me pulling this loaf out of the oven and us all having it together. Midnight bread. Nyum nyums. Nyum nyums, you guys. Midnight bread. What's the emoji for nyum nyums? Is there emoji for like nyum nyum? Like it's so good, it's like nyum nyum. I want to see the emoji for that. You know what? I think we lost JB. I think Anna Boo went to a party. She's probably wasted right now. Fully understand that. Ungato Negro, I think he went to sleep. Donzel probably conked out hours ago. We started with a crew, but all that's left is myself, A-Train, and Valerie. Nyum nyums, moonlight. Oh, Harviano's still there. Woo, woo, woo. Harviano, did you see when we pulled the bread out for like 2 seconds? Don't worry if you missed it because it's not the final bread pullout. You can't shake me. I love it. I love that you can't be shaken, Harviano. That's my stuff. So Harviano, you missed it. Don't worry about it. We are 2 minutes away from actually pulling the loaf out, letting it cool, and then trying it, so you did not miss anything. But this is the time. If you come in right now, this is the time to stay with us because we are entering the down magic of this live. We are entering what is commonly referred to as the home stretch. So if you are interested in making it to the home stretch with us, this is how we make it to the home stretch. Also, if you're somebody who's been here the whole damn time and I was reading that story and you were like, is she going to finish it? And you feel some sort of way, this would be the time that you go check out the book at Amazon. Aaron dropped the link a couple times. That way you can finish the story whenever you want. Did Kira just show up? Kira, shouldn't you be in bed? I mean, it's like 1 o'clock where you are, okay? It's past your bedtime and you're here having a conversation. No, yes, Kira, my girl, Simply Miss Kira, and also from Travel Tings with Miss Kira has just shown me and Barack play. How is Barack? Does he still have his cone on? I need Barack's cone to come off. Poor Barack. He's such a sweet dog. He looks so cute. Anywho, we are making bread, Kira, and this is the world's longest lie. Because to make bread is a lengthy experience. But you know what, Kira? You just arrived exactly in time. Kira always knows. Doesn't she not? She totally knows, babe. Right. When to show up exactly on time because we're about to pull the bread out of the oven. We made a beautiful braided loaf. She's brown and perfect. And we're going to let her cool. We've got some softened butter. Aaron and I are going to eat this bread. So you and Barack are going to want that bread. Oh, not the cone. Not the cone of shame. Poor Barack and the damn cone. Oh, exactly. I always mess up the heart. Let me get it right. Oh, doing it. And of course I'm wearing my apron. So as soon as I showed up on this live and I was wearing my apron, everybody knew what time it was because I only wear the apron when I've come to do business. So we just hit midnight here, and that means one thing. We're about to pull this bread out. Are you guys ready to see this? Are you guys ready to see this bread? Are you guys coming to see this bread? Do me a favor. Do me a favor, y'all. Do me a favor. Everybody who's in the live right now, everybody who's awake, and everybody who wants to see this delicious loaf, can I get a heart parade over here? Can you guys throw us some hearts? Aaron, you too. I want to see a heart parade. Let me know that we are, that's what I'm talking about. Hearts, 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 hearts. Ow, 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 ow. Come on, y'all. Come on. And we got an extra thumbs up. Let's do this, you guys. And we got all these dang subscribers. Come on, y'all. I'm wearing my apron. I got my hearts out. I got my hearts out. Whoop. We're about to go grab this bread right now while you guys' hearts rain down on this delicious loaf. Let's do this. Going to get the loaf, y'all. Going to get the loaf. Turning the oven off. Grabbing my damn loaf. Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Holy poop, this thing. Come at your girl. Come at your girl. Who?
Whoa.
Who is going to check me, boo?
Whoa.
Who's going to check your girl who made this freaking braided loaf?
From scratch.
From scratch, live on TV here. Did y'all see this loaf? Huh? Did you see this loaf? Now I got my Christmas, what is it called? When you have the dang pot holder. And it was tin because I got it from the Dollar Tree. But talk it through. Kira, you're going to have to go back and watch the whole 3 hours. You know I'm trying to get them damn watch hours, girl. But no, whole loaf from Scrizatch. Who gonna check me? Who gonna check me? So, when it comes to a loaf like this, I am going to lift her up and get her off of the sheet because I don't want her to get that crusty bottom, if that makes sense. I want her to have the same kind of softness all the way through. So I'm gonna go over here. We got so many freaking devices in this house, it ain't even funny to do stuff with. And we're gonna get her down. We're gonna lift her up. And I'm just gonna place her down right here on our cutting board. Oh, baby, do you see the crust on this thing?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Do you guys see the crust on this thing? First off, let me see if I get it close and you guys hear it. Do you see that hard crust? Could you hear that? That's how we do it. That's how we do it. That, let me bring it back, is how we do it. From scratch, all the way. Yes, JB. I can't believe you still with us, JB. You like Kira. It's like 1 o'clock where you are. But that is the loaf so far.
Yeah, that looks
Oh, yeah. She smells delicious, you guys. And everybody who's with us, JB can vouch, because I feel like JB was here from the beginning. We did this thing. This was not something it wasn't like a trick of the camera, like I turned away and then Aaron ran to the store real quick. We made this loaf from scratch. Let's take a look at the bottom. Can we see the bottom? Look at that. Love it. Love it. Oh my God. This smells freakishly good. Babe, come and smell this. Please, so that the people can see you smelling it. Oh, smell it, smell it, smell it. He's coming in, you guys. But look at that up close. I want you guys to see what that egg wash with the sugar did. I want you to wait for it to like pass by. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Smell that.
Oh, no.
Do you smell that?
Awesome. Yeah, it's like you get up close, it's got kind of like a buttery smell. Oh.
This is what it looked like, you guys. Now we're going to let this cool a little bit because you guys have heard me say this 1,000 times. You want the bread to cool just somewhat before you start getting in here and getting fancy. Okay? Now I've got some butter that is softened. And when this cools, I'm going to tear a little hunk off of this. We're going to cut a little bit. And then Aaron and I are going to try this for all of you guys so that you guys can get your payment for riding it out with us this whole time. I cannot believe how good that loaf looks. Are you seeing that, baby pants?
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. I can't believe you made that from scratch.
I know. That is what's up. Let me get my butter knife. And let me get some butter. And let me get ready. I got my butter knife. I got some butter. Butter knife. And we've got ourselves a plate. We have gotten ready. We've got some real butter. I don't do fake butter. I don't do margarines and other stuff like that. I do butter. And that is what is going on here. Yeah, we have salted butter. I know that my grandma and them guys used to, especially specifically on my mom's side, used to country crock it and whatnot, but we don't country crock it in this house. My husband is from a farm, and he doesn't believe in fake butter. He believes in real butter. He's like, do it all the way. Sweet cream, salted butter. I mean, pretty soon he gonna have me in here churning butter. You can't wait to have me in here churning butter, can you, babe? He just gave me a side eye. He like, you gonna churn this butter, girl. You trying to get me out here churning butter. I will churn some butter real quick.
Hey.
Listen, I'm from the...
Why, right?
Well, here's what's funny. Did I ever tell you about the time in school where they had us churning butter? That's the kind of nonsense that only happens when you live in the Midwest. Is they think it's like a class you should take where you churn some butter real quick. Kirsten, yeah, exactly. Did Aaron ever tell you guys about the time where there's a Mennonite family tried to snatch Aaron up and use him to sire a couple of new generations, a couple of new tribes? They tried to snatch Aaron up. They were like, listen, Aaron, we like your genetics. We like that you're half Nigerian. We think this could go a long distance in the Mennonite community. It was hilarious. You were selling Cutco knives. I like it. Too freaking funny. Some of the recipes are what is up. Yeah, I don't know if was this Land O'Lakes? I don't think this is Land O'Lakes, JB. I do believe that this is just the butter that we got from the Walmart. Whatever the Walmart brand of butter is, that is what we got. The girls were eyeing you up. That's not even how you spell eyeing, babe. I love it. They were like, eyeing you up. Now, when they start eyeing you up, that's even weirder.
It was tense.
And they were batting their lashes?
Yeah.
And those were real lashes, too, because, they can't even put the fake ones on. Which is, that's a whole nother thing. You guys, this bread smells so good. I almost don't know. This bread smells so good. So good. I don't know what it is like, but for you guys, but to me, when I smell the smell of fresh bread, it's over. You know what? Enough of this foolishness. We're going to need to get into this bread. It's happening. It's happening. Plus, your girl is at 221 minutes for this damn live. And I want nothing more than to close it the hill down. So let's get at this bread. We're going to do a little bit of a faux pas because usually I would let this cool for I don't even know, 20 minutes or something. But we are not going to do that. We are going to get to this bread. What in with the heart parade? What in with the heart parade? Look at this bread we made. Give it to me with the heart parade. Heart parade, y'all. Anywho, this is about to happen, y'all. We're doing it. We are doing it. I am washing my hands. Look at the towel basket, baby. The towel basket is all askew. I'm going to fix that. This whole kitchen's askew after this long 3.5 hours worth of nonsense we just got involved in. Okay. So, let's do this, babe. You're going to be in here eating a little bit of this bread with your girl. So we got our butter and our butter knife. Now, once again, let's look at it. Let's see it. Hopefully you guys can see me back here. I almost want to just tear off this. Let's see if I can just, let me go into the camera here. Hopefully she's all the way done. Do you guys see that? Hopefully our camera will stop disrespecting us. But do you see that? Oh, that's delicious. Do you see that? That's what you're dealing with when you're dealing with real bread. Look at that, babe.
Whoa. Look at that.
Do you see the spring back?
Yeah.
See if the camera... Do you guys see the spring back on this bread? How soft it is? Look at that. That's how you know bread is soft, when you can do this. And she comes back. Do you see the steam just rising off of this bread? Like cotton. Exactly, JB. And then look at the crust on that. I want my piece with my butter on it to be from here. Look at that. Oh, that smells delicious. Now I'm going to take Aaron's piece from here. That's what's happening. Ooh,
That's a nice one. Okay.
baby. Now keep in mind 2 things. We did forget to add our salt, and so that's going to matter. But only in flavor, not as you saw in the structure of the bread. Now it's going to help us that we're using salted butter because we're going to fill in that salted flavor, but salt is something you add to bread because it helps the flavor, not the structure. Okay? So I'm going over here. And if your butter's not fully softened, do this little number right here across the top. And my camera's gonna disrespect me. You'll be able to get some butter on it. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe if we kick the camera or the light slightly forward and back, it will stop disrespecting us.
Any improvement?
I think so. That's good. So we're going to, whoa! Butter is starting to melt a little bit. You see that delicious butter? You coming in over here, baby pants?
Let's go.
All right, living my life. A-train. Like a bullet, baby. Are you going in for the whole bite? I'm going in too. Going in on this piece of butter. Or bread, I should say. Ooh, nice little piece of butter.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what we're doing here.
Bread and butter. Bread and butter. Mm. Mm-hmm.
You better recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Mmm.
It's crazy.
So freaking good.
A few things better than fresh bread with butter. Mmm.
Even without the freaking salt. Mmm. Hit the camera back this way. I feel like my light is crazy. Mmm. 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 Aaron.
I could eat that all day.
Aaron. Well, even though we messed up the salt,
Mm-hmm.
it's still that good. Now listen, I'm gonna give Aaron a piece of this crust, and you guys saw that we did this with the egg wash because this was delicious, babe.
Yeah.
I need you to have a little bit. So we're going in. Get it, baby.
Like a chip. Mm.
Mmm, delicious. Mmm, I like it. I'm going in. Whoa. Some more butter myself on this like incredibly crispy top. I love that.
That's a great bread.
Do you hear that crunch? Oh, good. Mmm. Mmm. So good. So good. Mmm. Let me get a little piece of the inside. Mmm. Let me get a little bit of that.
Let's go.
Mmm. Can you imagine if we put some honey on this too? Barack says he wants some. There you go, Barack. Barack is like, I can't eat that, girl. I can't eat that, but this is delicious. Are we doing that?
Let's do it.
Oh my God, it was so good. Aaron decided. Babe, that is so freaking good.
I know. What a great.
Thank you for the thumbs up, you guys. So here's what we're doing. For this one piece that Aaron had, he requested honey bear. We're going in. See that? And keep in mind that the bread is already relatively sweet because we opted for a lot of sugar and a very sugary dough. Now there's Aaron's honey bite. Come over here. The people want to see you eat this honey bite, baby. Honey. What are you doing with that? Delicious. Not the church's biscuit drizzle. That's the drizzle, Kira. That's the drizzle. What do you think about that? You make me want to have a little bit of honey drizzle.
Do it. You should do it. It's really good.
Going in on this other piece of bread. Again, look at that, you guys. Look at the quality of that bread. Can I do honey and butter? Or is that too much?
That would be good. That would be good. You would like that.
Did I take it too far?
Mm-mm.
Did I take it far enough?
Just far enough.
So we're going to go in on some butter. You know. like that. And then we're going to go in. Look at that tiny little piece. A little bit of of honey. And then I'm going to eat this delicious piece here. So that's my piece of bread, butter and the honey. You better stop. Y'all better stop. Shut it down. Oh my God. You gotta have it with the butter and the honey, babe.
Yeah. Let's go.
I don't know if you've ever been like eating something delicious and you're like, you gotta try this. That's how I feel about y'all. I wish y'all could try this because it's so good. Just a bite. Throwing some butter down. Oh God, that's so good, you guys. Going with the honey drizzle. Look at that. Delicious piece. You're going to have to come over here because these people done.
All right.
They've been with us for 230 hours. Take that bite, baby. Talk about that butter, though.
Oh. Sweet cream salted butter. That's where it's at. That honey is great.
2 turntables and 1 bomb microphone. That's all I'm saying. That's delicious.
Wow. Yeah, that's great.
Baby, I nailed it.
You did.
Boom! And then we just like that. And then magical bread drops down from the sky like manna. But seriously, you guys, look at this. It's so good. Look at the way it's just coming apart like this.
From scratch.
From scratch. From the top to the bottom to the top of the top. London, Japan, and we back with the... listen, your girl has been on for 230 freaking minutes. I have been talking for 230 minutes straight. At this point, you're going to get what you get. Baby, 2 last bites here.
Let's go.
I'm going to put some butter on yours. And then I'm going to put some butter on mine. Look at this. And then I liked the honey. The honey is delicious. So I'm going to go for a double drizz. A bop. And a bop. That's what we're doing. All right, baby. You ready? Little bop, bop, big in a bit.
Let's go.
Donzel came out of the bushes after 231 minutes to say good morning to Kira. Donzel, I love that about you. Donzel was like, I never left. I was just waiting for Kira to show up. I love it. I love it. So this is my bite, you guys. Hopefully you saw the bread from start to finish, Donzel. But we finished it, and now we're eating it. And it's freaking delicious. That was so good.
Fantastic.
Babe, we did such a great job.
I know. You did such a great job. Look at that loaf. That's crazy.
Crazy. Oh my gosh. You guys, once again, that is the bread. Here's the damage. She was a whole loaf. But that is the bread. So good. Freakishly delicious. Oh my God. We have been on here so long, you guys. Aaron, real quick. What did we make it to subscriber-wise? Are we just at the 209? Which is still good, you guys. Still good. We had 20 thumbs up in this. We've had so many people, new people, old people, or I should say returning people come back. We are so... I'm really, really, really glad about the way that this went down.
209.
It was a long recipe. But we are at 209 subscribers, and that is what is up. Ooh, don't ask. What are you doing up this late, Donzel? Now we all got it. Now we all want to know. But anywho, that might be for a whole nother time, a whole nother period, because you know what is about to happen? This wonderful live here is about to turn down. And why is that? Because it's 233 minutes long. For everybody who was here with us from the beginning to the point where we ate this delicious bread, you deserve a medal. Because it's long. Very long, but it was a long and delicious journey. And we had some ups and we had some ups. And it has been a really, really good time. Now, even though your girl took a nap, your girl needs another nap. Keep in mind, No big whoop. No big whoop, Kira. You know I love when you show up. I am so glad for that. Dang, Donzel. Usually Donzel don't come in so cryptic. Now you got me wondering, what you doing, Donzel? Are you making sausage? What are you doing? We all need to know. But anywho, that's your business. I'm gonna let you have that. But we all need to know. But at this point, I do not see myself going live tomorrow, but I said that last night. And then I went live tonight for 3 some odd hours. But that was, you killing me. I will say this though, I do and will be going live on Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, frying chicken and trying hot sauce because I have no choice because that is my Monday video. So if you are interested in seeing my fried chicken recipe and watching me try 6 hot sauces, I will be doing so at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on Monday. And I hope that you will be there to hang out with us. Also, if you did not make it through the full 3 hours that it took, 3+ hours to make this bread loaf, do not worry. All right? Do not worry. Because what I am going to do is put together a quick short, about a 1 minute to 2 minute long short, showing you the process from the beginning to the point where we ate the bread. So if you want to see that, know that I will be throwing up a short. What are you talking about? I totally know your reference, JB. And thank you. JB was with us from the beginning. Harviano, Donzel, come on. Yeah, I'm hitting the sauce. I'm hitting the sauce on Monday. But anyway, you guys, another beautiful recipe down. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you were able to add something new to your arsenal for cooking. And I am very, very excited. Oh, thank you. What is it? Tazib? Thank you, Tazib. I appreciate you saying that. Throw your thumbs up on this video and subscribe because I go live all the time. And I usually try to look like this when I go live. So if you're into it, you're into it. Oh, what is going on with this little side conversation between Donzel and Shakira out here talking about stuff? But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you coming in, Tazib. Again, do subscribe because we could totally use your subscription because we are 1 away from 210. And we are actually about to close this one down, but I do them all the time. So if you are interested, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Okay, Donzel, that leaves a lot open. That leaves a lot. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you, Kira. But anyway, you guys have a good night. And do we hit it?
Yeah, 210.
Woo, 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 woo. We hit 210, you guys. Woo! That was our main goal for this live, and we did it. I am so glad. I am so glad. Thank you, Tazib, for being our 210th subscriber. You are freaking greatly appreciated. And I cannot say that enough. And everybody who watched is appreciative, or we are appreciative of you, whether you did it right now or whether you have been with us from the beginning or you popped in and out. You are appreciated. It has been a long one. A long one. But again, I'm hoping to see you guys all again on Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time while I fry my chicken and then eat some hot sauce. Also make sure to, thank you, Donzel. I appreciate that. Anytime. Thank you for being here. And Donzel, thank you for being supportive and showing up to the lives on both my channels. You are very, very appreciative. And thanks to my hubby, A-Train, for being such a great support as I'm going through this marathon freaking live that we did tonight. It was crazy. But I appreciate you guys. Again, I hope you guys learned something new. And I hope everybody is safe and that you feel appreciated. Yes, Tazib, it's freaking delicious looking bread. But if you did not feel appreciated in your day-to-day, know this. If you're here, I appreciate you. If you don't feel that at all in any other way, know that I appreciate you for being here with me and spending some of your day with me, right? So anyway, I hope you guys have a good rest of your night and that you're safe. I hope Barack's cone gets to come off soon. That's from me to you, Barack. Hey, let me get Barack close to the camera and be like, hopefully Barack understood what that meant. That was me talking directly to Barack. Let him know that I will continue to try to make programming that he loves and appreciates. Okay? Yeah, exactly. Dog speak, Harviano. I know you didn't know that I could do that, but I can do a little bit of that. I speak a little bit of Spanish and I speak a little dog. So that's it. Can I say your name? Am I saying it, Tazib? Is that not how you say it, Tazim? Did he look around? Yes, I nailed it. Barack knows exactly what I said. That's between me and Barack. All right? That's between, you're full of wonders. So are you, Harviano, and I can't believe that you made it with us all the way through here. I appreciate you so much. Cool, I'm glad that I'm saying it correctly, Tazib. That is a beautiful name, and I am so glad for you being here. Now your girl is going to have a frickin' seat, because it has been the world's longest night. Thank you guys so much, and have a good rest of your night. I'm going to try to turn my camera off with my sticky honey fingers. Bye, you guys.